Hello everybody. We are back for the second series of tonight. It's going to be FTV taking on Flash Gaming. What do we think
And we are
about
back
this one?
early. It's interesting. They changed the schedule. I
Oh,
really like this change.
I
So
appreciate it.
we don't have to deal with one hour or 1.5 hour pauses between the two series. We'll only get a 30-minute break. That is very cool to see. FTV against Flash, the two losers so far in the week, facing off against each other. I think still very different caliber of teams coming into today's game.
Yeah.
FTV got stomped yesterday by a Loki, and they cited some of the stats right for Loki, and obviously those stats are the reverse for FTV. They have a 24 minute 43 average game time. They have 0 first turret secured and minus 5,000 gold at 15. Makes sense. That was the stat for Loki. So
Yeah.
yeah, FTV got rolled yesterday. On the other side, Flash actually very strong team in the early game, and as we go later in the game, I'll have some interesting stats for all the laners. But Flash's problem wasn't the first 15 minutes. It was more what to do after 15 minutes and what to do in draft, right?
Yeah, their drafts
Especially the
were
first game.
horrific. They were really ugly. So we have to hope that picks up, that the coaching has sort of gotten a tier list out. You don't have to look at too many games in the major regions to figure out maybe you shouldn't be picking quite a lot of what they were. So, in particular, which lanes do you think we should be looking at? Where should the junglers be prioritizing?
We talked a lot about Flash and the potential this Flash lineup has with the two very strong side lanes in Yoshino and Slater. That said, I think I spotted Stark on stage. So once we'll head into game, we'll see if Stark is actually starting today. Flash on the top lane.
Interesting,
I
they
would
might want to
still
try something new after the sort of
nope, it's
disaster.
Yoshino. We are already heading into get your picks and bans,
That
so
we are.
not a lot of time to talk about the teams, but we'll have a little bit of time in the games. Especially if it's another stomp, we'll have plenty of time to just talk about Flash and what they might improve on in the season.
Hopefully, already some bit more meta with coming out of Flash with a Lucian Gragas ban responded to by Aphelios and Renekton. Makes a lot of sense to me so far. Definitely no objections to these bans. Still a little bit slideshowy, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is not a good start, but it seems to be calming down a little bit. Let's hope for a little bit better production. Surge, you need to redeem yourself for Friday's draft.
Yep, set the last ban here for FTV. Possibly hinting
Interesting.
that they don't want to first pick it.
Yep, indeed. Blue side set ban, so Rika is not comfortable on the set yet, or they just don't know how to draft around set, which is not
come
too
on,
easy.
Flash. Giving up Akali.
That's true. Once again, Akali first pick. 1-1 so far in the VCS. 1 win, 1 loss. Wasn't the biggest factor in the earlier series, but also just being Akali. Super safe, was not gankable at all. So still a super strong pickup.
Center's open and they've just locked in Xayah. Flash, once again, this is a bad meta read. Xayah is at least better than the Kai'Sa.
That is true. Also, Slater got a pentacle on Xayah in the first series, so
True, might just be
maybe
right
feeling very good about his Xayah right now.
Yep, the Tahm Kench coming in. He signals to me that FTV might snatch up this center. Yep, and there it is once we get to the next slide. They've been able to make that joke a few too many times tonight. Vietnamese studio not not doing too well tonight.
Doing great. Nope. I like the Cardi Rice once again. Yep. He had a very good performance on the Rice. Actually, the player with the highest CS per minute in the whole league. So, as I said before, Flash is doing great in laning phase. They just need to clean up their mid and late game play.
They've picked the Blitzcrank again. CBL did actually have a pretty good performance on that champion.
Yep.
But it doesn't feel necessary.
I think into the Tom Kench, it's quite a good pick. So I
Over
think
Braum?
this game, Rakan would have probably been a better pick, but it's it's okay. It's okay. I don't quite think it's a bad pick here for Flash. And CBL had a good first game on Blitzcrank as well.
It does just seem like this is just a draft where FTV's getting everything they want. Look at what FTV's been able to pick. Akali, Tom Kent, center. Fantastic
Absolutely.
picks. Like, they are... Harry is sitting there and he's just like, does he even have to say anything? Or can he just sit there in silence and just be like, yeah, I mean, you guys know
Yeah,
what to do.
it seems really obvious that Flash is not comfortable on this patch. They seem to not know what to play and how to draft on this patch at all. This is still a full 2019 draft for Flash. Blitzcrank, okay, we didn't see too much Blitzcrank, but Blitzcrank is a known counter pick into the Tom Kench, so it's not that surprising either, and not new either as well. So we need to see Flash step up the draft game. Obviously, if they can still win with these drafts, good for them. But they could also make it way easier for them to win games in
Yeah,
the first place.
absolutely. Jungle Pool being pinched pretty hard in this second set of bans. 3 junglers being removed, as well as the Gragas in the first phase. I'd love to see them snap up Jarvan here. Probably the best one that's left.
What?
Flash.
Okay, then. That is.
Flash
And
is
it's not even
definitely on
Sawn.
cooldown.
It's not even Sawn. What is going on, Yijin? Just pick a normal jungler. Okay, a lot of jungle bans,
Ooh.
to be fair.
Jarvan's up.
Jarvan is actually available, yeah.
Jarvan's super strong, but they're looking like they might want to go this Kha'Zix. Hell yeah, I'm on board for that one. The
Okay, it's a
solo
little bit of
Q
an
stomper.
draft as well now for FTV with Kha'Zix picked up. Kha'Zix into Nidalee. That's interesting. He can definitely kill her in the 1v1, but Nidalee should be able to outfarm Kha'Zix early on, a little bit of a quicker clear speed, I would expect. I'm actually not too familiar with
I'm
Kha'Zix
not
clear speed.
overly familiar with it. I think Nidalee will clear faster.
Kha'Zix should be a little bit better in this season because he focused more on Gromp, and he's
Yeah.
one of the best junglers against Gromp with his single target extra damage on his Q. But yeah, overall, I still think Nidalee has the faster clear. Kha'Zix with a little bit of better scaling, but a lot of 80 damage now for FTV. So the Akali has to do work. If Akali is falls behind in this game, oh, once again,
Don't think...
interesting.
Is that good into Akali?
No, it's good into Aatrox.
Oh, true, of course, that's an Akali mid lane. They could switch it up, though. Put Victory on the Aatrox. It's not bad into Rise, does okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
potentially.
this is
Looks like
such an
they're
interesting draft.
looking.
I don't understand this draft out of Flash. They have no team fighting potential, really, outside of Rise and Zaya. But Yijin, I think Yijin's going to really, really struggle on this Nidalee. I don't understand why you'd pick Nidalee over Jarvan.
This Flash draft is actually super interesting. If you just think about Flash as a team in the first series, super strong laning, and then no coordination afterwards. And this draft actually looks very much like that. They picked 4 strong lanes. They have Fiora, super strong laner. They have Ryze, decently strong laner, and also one of Cardi's favorite champs. And then they also have Xayah, Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank direct counter lane, not only lane, but also in lane, a direct counter to Tahm Kench. So they have strong lanes, but once again, there is not a whole lot of synergy going on in this team composition. Rice
Yeah.
and Fiora can both side lane quite well, as Blitzcrank, Xayah, Nidalee core should be able to play mid lane in the later stages of the game as well. So we could be looking at a split push game here from Flash, but yeah, as you said before, team fighting, not the greatest. For sure,
Yeah.
not the greatest.
But I mean, it's so dangerous going for a split push style because you can just have Aatrox doing his best against Fiora. Obviously, that 1v1 doesn't go well, but then Kha'Zix comes in. You're a solo split pusher, and he cuts you in half. I think that
Yeah.
Kha'Zix pick is really good if they're identifying a potential split push style, but the Fiora wasn't picked until afterwards. Overall, another very interesting Flash draft, to say the least.
Yeah, their priorities are not 10.1 priorities, and we have to see if they are able to still win the series. Heavy favorites, obviously, coming into this series. Flash was one of the teams many people talked about as a potential contender for the title, while FTV is more in the 6, 7, 8
wants to dodge
position, right?
relegation.
Yeah. And we see the swap you wanted to see. So it's
I like
Aatrox
this.
mid lane, Akali top lane. I have to say, Aatrox mid lane is a very weak pick right now. It's not super great. He got nerfed over and over
Oh,
again.
Rika being caught up in the top lane has to burn Flash at level 1. Ooh, that's bad.
That's bad. I mean, he's still Akali, shouldn't die to Yoshino in lane, but Yoshino should have full control of the lane now. Might be able to set up an early freeze, and Rika without his flash will have a very hard time breaking the freeze and letting the minions crash. Apologies.
It's alright.
So
CBL potentially looking for some cheese. Gonna hook the red buff to be annoying. Yep.
God, I hate Blitzcrank so
I
much.
hate it. Oh, that is such a tilter as a jungler. But if you look at this particular set, we can see the stocks of police going up as he's gotten center. Oh man, please VN production. You make my job as a play-by-play so hard when I have to wait 3 seconds to see in bloody things resolve.
Yeah, we were really struggling today. Once again, apologies for everyone just tuning in. It's not on our end. We still apologize, obviously. It's not the greatest viewing experience, but bear with us, please. We can only do as well as we in production does. So.
Yep. Everyone go talk to Garena and say, hey, there's these 2 guys. You should hire them. Maybe we can get a clean feed. Unlikely. And don't actually harass them. But yeah, Yoshino getting the early priority in this top lane, completely unsurprising, considering
he wasted a lot
flash.
of early HP to get priority though, so
he's running grass though.
Yeah, he's running grass, but he already used this potion, so in terms of HP, didn't actually play the lane too well, in my opinion. Could have probably done a little bit better there in the early trades, but also got a lot of minion aggro. Now, look at the positioning of Kuroko. This might be an early gank set up on...
I think Yoshino's in a lot of trouble. He's super low. Kha'Zix is going to come in and do so much damage. The E is down. Who knows what's happening, really? But there is the first blood. Rika gets it. We managed to see at least that. He did go pretty low. Maybe Yoshino nearly turned it. It is a mystery. Oh my god, this stream is struggling. Like, oh my god, this is almost like uncastable. They really need to get this.
Really bad. We should try to go over to Garena. Do you think there's a little bit better?
There's no other stream. They only stream on YouTube now. Yeah. If we could go somewhere else, that'd be great. We do have a massive brawl in the mid lane as FTV's bot lane has actually come up to this one. They don't take the fight though, which means that Police and Tiger potentially wasting quite a lot of time.
We just witnessed a great presentation of how to not gank mid lane.
Yep.
Thanks for that. Well, yeah, so the first kill for Rika is super good, obviously, with the flash early drawn from Rika early on. Now he got the first kill. So this matchup, I don't think the Fiora can do a whole lot here.
Yeah, probably not, but... Oh, there's the hook. It does get that Tahm Kench. The answering W from center will be able to even up the CC, but a lot of damage going on to Tiger there.
Yeah, a little bit of early struggles for Xayah in the Senna matchup. She really needs to somehow get on top of Senna to win these early skirmishes. Senna with a big CC as well as range advantage into Xayah. Does quite well in early trades.
Oh, here we go though. Another hook. There should be an answering kill to the top lane. Tiger does go down. Yijin picking that one up.
Kuroko is here, but I don't think he can do anything. He's Kha'Zix, no CC. Can't really do anything here, but at least an answering kill, as he said, for Flash in the bot lane this time. Kill went over to Yijin as well, which is not bad. You need to accelerate your farming jungler that doesn't really scale too well, so would have liked to see the kill on Slater as well, but Yijin is another good target. This time, I actually advocate the greedy jungler, because with Nidalee you really have to be greedy to be useful. It's not a J4.
Yeah, absolutely. Does need to get that farm going. Oh, okay. The stream just completely died for me. Hopefully that does. Yeah, it's now come back, so it's all right. Hopefully we get a little bit of help with the slideshow, but apparently not.
Nope. Doesn't
Again,
look this way.
I understand this is really terrible. This is probably the worst this has ever been. It's not a good viewing experience, but there is nothing we could do. Hopefully our voices and the sultry tones of Yulwei will be enough. Rika going forward here is level 6. Could potentially try and find something onto Yoshino, but it's a very risky play. Does
Yeah,
manage
this is not
to
a
do
good
it.
gank. Not a good gank setup. Rika expanded his ult, so at least he can't re-engage really, but oh, there we go. Speaking of re-engaging,
Ooh.
possibly a re-engage happening. We can only guess. Really. So yeah. In the end, both junglers walk away again. Nothing really happened. Yoshino hit 6. So now ult advantage for Yoshino on the top lane. It's very hard for. Oh, wait a moment. What happened here? I think a grab on police potentially. Tiger was not aware of that, so he was not able to eat him up. And an easy kill for Flash in the bot lane. Police dying to Slater.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I should have called that, but I was just trying to do something about this production.
No. That's all right. That's
Fortunately,
all right.
again, we can only apologize. This is the source. If you try and watch this YouTube stream, it's not. It's going to be like this. Nothing we can do. We'll just have to try and muscle through it, and we can only sincerely apologize.
And most of the time it gets better after a few minutes, so just wait it out. Hopefully we're able to get a better feed later on in the game when the real action starts to happen.
Hopefully. Yeah, it has been a reasonably quiet early game by VCS standards. Only 3 kills at 7 minutes. We are going to get a little bit of a replay. Is just
yeah. Okay.
Banner going in, glacial augment, not good enough. Gets knocked up. Easily
dies.
Slater
also hit the feather stun, so very easy hook to land. Feather stun into hook into burst. Very easy kill. Nicely done. Flash showing very good early coordination, and it's still Slater CBL, right? So this is one of the bot lanes that stayed the same.
Ooh, CBL Hex flashing out. Police goes into the spooky ghost. Kuriko is here though, and there is the teleport. It's going to be Victory going in. The Xayah ult is used. The Feather's pulled in, doing a fair bit of damage, but now Slater's getting locked down by Victory. He will be left behind. CBL isn't going to get far. Who do they give the kill to? Police, the correct decision.
Yeah, if we had to summarize VCS week 1, it's probably teleport bot lane. Because we have seen this play a lot in this first week, and rightfully so. It almost all the time works out. So great call from FTV coming back into the game, giving a kill to police as well, and Victory accelerated. So nice response from FTV.
And it looks like they're calling a bit of an early lane swap here. Party down in the bot lane, sending Slater to mid. Definitely a very interesting decision. Thankfully, they will get a fairly uncontested Mountain Drake. Yijin should just be able to solo this one. No problem.
Yep. My stream is having
dying. Yeah.
Big problems once again. So
I'm just going to put up a pause screen for a moment and try and do something about this stream issue.
I'll just try to radiocast for a little bit. Yoshino got caught in the top side jungle, as we actually get to see some uninterrupted, not slideshow style of play. Oh, slideshow is back.
We gotta love it. Trying a restart. We're doing everything we can here, guys. Again, can only apologize as much as we can.
FTV on top of the first Rifthold, which will be soloed by Kuroko. It's in the vision of Flash, though, but Flash is far away. With they forced Yoshino back in base, so he had to walk back to lane. Didn't want to TP, which gave the Rifthold freely to the enemy team.
Ooh, now hook landing. Tiger taking a lot of damage, but he's a Tahm Kench. He doesn't really mind. CBL. Oh, a lot of damage on the police. Stops any chance of a chase. Good use of the feathers there by Slater. And he's actually got a significant advantage in this bot lane. 66 farm to 82.
Cuddy? Okay. didn't want to follow up. He saw the teleport, so good decision from Kadi to not realm warp behind the enemy lines. There were no minions as well, so we would have gotten immediate turret arc. Very, very dangerous play from Kadi. Still forced out the teleport from Rika, I think, so that's good to see. Rika also now has to walk back to lane, so potentially 2 turret plates picked up for Yoshino here. Should be very easy for him with this stacked wave to secure 240 gold for himself.
Yep, absolutely. Should be able to get a fair bit done there. Interesting teleport usage so far. Another hook landing onto Tiger. The man's got a bit of a magnet in his belly. He's accidentally swallowed that. Yep. But again, not really much you can do.
Another one.
Oh my god. But Yijin is here this time. Dawning Shadow is used. Tiger is going to be the sacrificial lamb. He'll go down. Slater's too low for them to try anything onto police. But a nice free kill there for Yijin. My god.
Please. Oh man. This is rough. Rough to watch. Yijin, there's still no... straight up finishing boots, so a little bit more roaming power now on this Nidalee. Very strong, 2-0 already. Enemy jungler is on 3 assists, so actually not doing too bad either. Kuroko, that is. And the first soloed Rifthold goes into mid lane, 3 turret plates secured for the side of FTV, who are now only 800 gold behind.
Yeah, they're coming back into this after a little bit of a disastrous early game. They're coming back. Kuroko could find Yijin here. Kha'Zix's off to a decent start. Unfortunately, not off to as good a start as this Nidalee, a pick we definitely doubted.
Yeah.
But so far it's working out. To be fair, I don't think he's really set anything up. He's kind of just arrived at plays.
Also, Nidalee is kind of the VCS version of Korean Lee Sin. Every VCS jungler has to be proficient on Nidalee. Nidalee is the VCS jungle champ. Every single one of the top VCS junglers is a good Nidalee player. Sorn, Levi, of course, Yijin as well, as we can see. So,
yep, the VCS just loves Cougars.
But I think DNK has played her before as well. It's not the champ I would associate with the DNK, but even he can play the
Yijin needs to get out of here. Tiger has found Kati. The center W will not land, and they're out. Too bad. Yeah,
it would have
been red buff steal.
At least 1 kill. But yeah, good execution from Flash getting out of there. Good roam from Kadi as well, I think. Buying a little bit more time for Yijin to get the red buff steal done. Yijin is
W landing. Yijin's in a lot of trouble here. He jumped the wrong way. Kuroko will get that one.
Kuroko is going for the flag.
And he can absolutely keep going. Unfortunately, did not evolve the wings, so he doesn't have the reset. Of course, not evolving the wings for your first evolve is the correct decision. But still, could have gotten the jump in. But he'll take the one and walk away. He's happy with that.
The 1 kill is good enough, especially because it also turned around the bot lane now. Now a little bit more of priority for FTV, who should just be able to reset and set up the next play. Mid lane is also...
CBL flying in. Kati will arrive in this roadblock. Tiger's in a lot of trouble here. He goes down. Tiger. Oh, CBL, come on, you didn't need to steal that.
I mean, yeah, it's very tempting, right? For new shield breaker ability to be used. You really want to make use of this new effect on the Blitzcrank. Not the greatest target for kills, actually one of the absolute worst champs in the game to get gold, I think.
He does not need gold.
Yeah. He doesn't really do anything with gold. It's one of the worst supports to get the kill stolen by. Yeah, tanky Blitzcrank is not really useful. It's not a tanky Leona, it's not a tanky Nautilus, and can also not really buff your ADC with gold.
Ocean Rift will spawn. Very strong soul possible. If we get that far. Dragons are split so far though, so we won't be getting any insanely early dragons like we saw in the last series. Checking on this top lane, the Akali pick, to absolutely no one's surprise, is ahead in CS. Very slight though. Only a little.
Also got the soul kill, right? So the gank kill, not the soul kill actually, but. So another interesting stat to look at, as we hit a little bit of a. Now I won't call it lull because it's not long enough.
It's a VCS lull.
Yeah, it's a VCS lull, so 2 seconds. Flash actually is on average 2.1k gold up at 50 minutes. So they're actually doing worse than their average, which is ridiculous. If you look at their series score, they lost 1 and 2, I should say, the first series, but they're still a very strong early game team, once again, with a good early game this time.
Yep, as Rika will actually come pick up this blue buff. Apparently Kuriko doesn't want it, and it's not that good for Aatrox, so they'll just give it over to Akali, see if he can bully Yoshino on this Fiora. Could be in some trouble, though. Yijin has been
here.
lurking... Ooh, okay.
But look at the Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix is approaching.
That was not a very good one. Yep, here comes Kha'Zix flying in. Rika as well, doing a lot. But the Grand Challenge is down, and the Daunting Shadow out of nowhere. Yoshino has the heal field, should be able to pick up Kuriko, and does. But Rika is out of there, 1-for-1 overall.
What a hero play from Police. Actually saved his jungler there as well, because the shield was super crucial. Not the jungler, the top lane, I should say. Rika getting the shield from the Daunting Shadow. Also, the kill secured from Police, which is nice.
Yeah,
actually,
absolutely.
The kill on Rika would be a little bit better, I guess, but it's still cool to see the snipe from across the map.
Yep, oh, they're going forward in the bot lane. Zyrolt will come in. Tiger instantly dies.
What? The damage!
And so does Police. They underestimate those feathers.
Victory, you sure about
Victory.
this?
I don't know about this one, man. Slater's going to do a lot of damage. Oh, my word. Slater does need to actually move, though. He's in the melee range. He will go down. Kuriko's here now. CBL's in so much trouble. Aftershock will not be enough, and it's a double kill for Victory.
Sorry for doubting you, Victory. That was... Wow.
A victory.
I think Slater... That was a big victory. What is more than a victory? Is there something to,
a massacre?
to say?
For that particular example.
It was a little bit too close for a massacre, right?
True, yeah. You make a good point. Yeah.
Great. A lot of healing. A triumph. Yeah, I like that one. Triumph. So, Victory, it looked like he was a little bit overzealous there, but Yoshi, I think the most important part of this fight was Slater didn't have his E cooldown up, so he couldn't actually root and kite Victory there. So even though it looked like Victory would get bursted down, he healed for around 1000 HP and had enough damage to lock down 2 kills. Now 3-0 on the Aatrox. We doubted this mid lane Aatrox, but he's also definitely going off.
I just want to point out, Senna has assembled the Goro build. All the swords, has hands coming out of everywhere on her body. Good thing that she spent a long time in the spooky lantern, that she could grow some extra limbs to hold all these swords.
So I think there's spot for a lot of swords in her ridiculously oversized weapon. So
yeah, true.
Just
I still find it immensely funny that AD carries pretty much just build all swords. None of the weapons look like they're ranged, except like RFC, I guess.
I hope the next ADC is an teleport.
Ooh,
interesting.
Yep. Rika, very deep here. Is just going to get instantly blown up.
Okay, very interesting.
9x Wind Trader?
9x indeed.
That was not a good teleport.
To be fair to him, he actually secured the achieved the objective he was looking for. He actually denied all local gold from the first turret there, because everyone backed off to kill him. Sadly, the turret still went down, and he gave up another kill and used his teleport. So
yeah, not really worth it.
Rika. Not a good trade.
Ooh, Victory is coming in the bot lane. He's not going to go for it in the end. Tiger taking a lot of damage, but they're not going to be able to get onto CBL. They've got to be careful of the hook, and Slater needs to be even more careful of the Victory. Tried to do as much damage as he could with his ult, but this Aatrox is absolutely soaring. Victory looking very good, but still a 4k gold lead to Flash.
They were routed there by Victory.
That they were. Speaking of Victory, in a bit of trouble here, the Javelin will land. Kati gets that kill. The shutdown as well onto that rise. You love to see
it. Also, a nice turn around from FTV, but they're still behind in gold against Flash. I think Flash definitely accelerated this game quite nicely in the mid game. They got 2 turrets out of this last push. And Slater gave up his life, but there's only 1 kill over to Victory, and they got the shutdown, so in the end it's worth it, I guess. So Slater needs to be a little bit more careful around the Aatrox. Now, 2 times in a row where he was not able to play around the Aatrox and got caught and died.
Yep, definitely not ideal. Not quite seeing the pop-off performance we did see last time he was on this sire. But it's definitely not over yet. CBL is in this bush here. I don't think he's going to want to be here for very long. Kuriko decides not to go forward. Has evolved the spike racks. Pretty standard. I think you can start flexing what you evolve at 16. Like, you can go Alt or you can go E, depending on game state. But I haven't played Kha'Zix in a very long time, so maybe I'm completely...
I have not seen Kha'Zix for a long time.
Yeah.
I think the last time I saw Kha'Zix was on Worlds. I wished I didn't see the Kha'Zix there.
That was very bad.
That Levi performance.
Levi,
not the greatest.
One of the worst.
Actually, not that much on Levi, to be fair, because the draft was just horrible. They had a good draft, and then they last picked Kha'Zix. Please don't.
This was just police hitting a snipe, able to go in on Tiger in the end. This was a really good result for Flash, pushing them even further ahead.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication.
Up in the top lane, double kill for victory. He's still looking very good on this Aatrox, but it is a 2 for 2, and the push priority for Flash. They walk down this top lane.
I think it's good to see FTV's individual players stepping up this game. There's still a lot of team communication that has to be better. I think on multiple occasions now where we see Flash FTV members, I should say, being caught out, being alone, where they anticipated their teammates to be around, just like Victory did on the last replay we saw. Let's see what happened in the top lane for the 2v2.
Oh my god, they're just going to go straight for the 21-minute Baron. Oh, 22 minutes, a bit more accurate.
Yeah, Cardi
Rise
as well,
teleported in. So, yeah, this is going down very, very quickly. And FTV has no idea. Yeah, but FTV's nowhere close. Rise is going to shred this. They've only just twigged. It's going to go down before they get there.
It's too late.
Can they get out is going to be the question. They step around Police's W. There's another hook on Tiger. You need to spit the magnet out, Tiger. Kuriko gets on top of Yoshino, but he goes over that wall. He should be going down to Rika here, but big heal out of... I'm not even sure where that came from.
I'm not sure either. But Rika is still here, and this might just be...
Victory doing a lot of damage, but he will go down. This could be FTV overcommitting and getting shut down. No. Oh my god, the amount of damage. The Realm Warp is coming in. Slater in the back lines here doing a lot of damage, but did not have his E. Will go down, but it doesn't matter as it will be the ace and Baron secured for Flash.
And this should be the nail in the coffin for the first game here. Flash, very good Baron call. I really like this one. And it was a little bit dicey there. Very good flank from Rika. I liked how he played this one. I came from the different side to threaten all the retreat from Flash. But in the end, Flash still... Yeah, that makes sense.
Completely forgot she had.
Big heal as well. So, in the end, Flash wins the team fight as well. Now with Baron, a lot of standing gold to be collected. So this should be the nail in the coffin, as I said. 10k gold lead for Flash. We might look at a very quick first game victory for Flash.
Quite possibly. The Baron goes down before they can get there. This was just a bit of a botched engage for FTV.
Aatrox a little far away as well, right? So Rika, I said I like Rika's flank because he's coming in from the side here.
Aatrox is only just now joining the fight. Get the kill.
Aatrox also tried to get there, flash over the wall, but he's alone in the front line. He has Rika there, but Rika is not really tanking, right? He's Akali. He's just going into the shroud. So a little bit too much would Victory try to do there. 1v5 or 1v4, I should say, because top laner was already down.
Yep.
Not quite strong enough yet.
They got the consolation prize of Slater, but definitely not quite good enough.
We actually still haven't seen what happened in the top lane, but I think there's no time to show. There, the double kill for the Aatrox happened, but we don't know how. So I would like to see that maybe after the game. We'll throw back to the top lane. Also, it didn't actually result in anything for FTV, so not actually important enough to see the replay or to play the replay, I should say.
Really matter, I suppose. Been a fairly bloody game here as well. 30 kills going over between both teams. But the push coming in on the inhib tower now. The Baron cannon is firing. Cutty's up in the top lane, forcing the pressure there. And this will be a slow chip away at the tower.
Yep. Good approach from Flash. Textbook play. Sadly, Slater lost his Baron as well, as did CBL. So the mid lane push is actually without Baron buff.
So,
It's a
so did
little bit
Kati,
unfortunate.
apparently.
Wait,
But
is
he
Baron
will be
just
going down. I think Baron might have just expired. The
first of all?
Dawning Shadow
Yep.
comes out, doesn't actually do enough damage, but he knows he's dead. So he's trying to turn it.
Close one.
Nearly got that kill, but the shutdown does go over to Victory. More going into his pocket. And I do see people in
And
chat which want to quickly explain. The lag is not on our end. The VCS
nope.
stream is really suffering tonight. We apologize, but there's nothing we can do. We are forced to restream directly from the VCS. And yeah, there's nothing to do.
Yeah, we can only hope they fix their setup for the second game. Because this first game is probably the worst it has ever been, right?
Yeah, this has been this is to the point where I'm almost saying this isn't working because it's just uncastable. But we will keep bringing it to you. Maybe we can get a few frames where you can see what's going on.
So to go back to what happened there for Flash, they were really trying to have their cake and eat it too, which, I mean, kind of succeeded anyway. They lost Cardi on the side lane. They really wanted to push both side lanes and get the dragon at the same time. In the end, they only got the bot lane inhibitor and the dragon, which, I mean, is quite good as an outcome as well.
They essentially win the game in 4 minutes, right? They just get Ocean Soul and win.
Yeah, that's very true. Also, Ocean Soul probably stacks up nicely with the timer with Baron as well. So Baron will be available. And they have bottom inhibitor, so it's very much everything is laid out for Flash. They just have to follow the steps. Get Baron, use your bot lane pressure to get Baron, I should say, bot lane inhibitor pressure. Then Baron, take the Baron, go to the Ocean Soul, and then just team fight, because Ocean Soul's unbeatable in team fights and win the game.
Yep, very, very true. I'd love to get a check-in on how many stacks Police has. I imagine it's not very many. He hasn't been able to get too many auto attacks off.
Also, one of the worst builds possible for Senna.
Rapid fire.
RFC, really not a great item on Senna.
Not at all. In goes Rika. That was some cheeky little play there. The Dawning Shadow will get stasis for Yijin. He flashes away. Rika predicts it. Down goes Yijin, I should say, to Victory, but he will go down in exchange. The heal field from the Grand Challenge as well. Kati very far forward here, but the stasis buys him enough time for his team to come help him out, and this should be a second in here, but going down it is. This could be game. Victory's really the by far the strongest member of Loki. Sorry,
he tried
FTV,
to channel his inner. He tried to channel his inner the Shy. Not quite able to. He still got one kill in the team fight, which is quite respectable. Baron has spawned, and as I said before, bot lane inhibitor is still down, so pressure on the bot lane.
Yep,
this should just be
all three
mid lane
inhibs are gonna go down.
Yeah, this should just be inhib into reset, Baron, Ocean Soul, game. Very easy.
There's the Blitzcrank ult being used to shut down anything from Rika. Rika's been trying his absolute heart out this game. He's been trying to do so much on this Akali, but there's just been no real chance for him to shine. CBL might go down as a bit of a straggler here. He overstayed just a little bit, but the rest of his team will get out. Ooh, never mind. The Abyssal Voyage. It is Kuriko and Tiger popping out. Are they going to be able to do anything? Victory is here. He is the big boy. Kati just kind of running the other way. Yoshino now on the run.
Oh, no, look at the base. Look at the base.
Oh, no.
They need to go back to base.
The base has super minions. They need to get the hell out.
Yeah, they had to secure all the kills to go to Baron. Because now
Yijin running it down here. Trying to potentially
running
get
it down, but not in the bad way.
Yeah, running it down the lane, not the normal use of that word.
Not the Tyler 1 running it down. Kind of running it down.
Gotta say, I like Tyler 1's content these days. The TCS is really funny.
TCS is fun.
He's really funny when he does all like the fake ads and stuff. That's all I watch of him. It was very funny. But on to this game. This was as good a fight as FTV can really hope for.
Yeah, this time Slater finally survived Victory's onslaught. Fell to Victory multiple times in this game, but this time Slater able to stay alive, actually full HP as well after the fight. So easy, 2 more inhibitors secured. Baron is already done. Wasn't really that much to show there. So not too angry with the production to not show us the Baron going down, because what could FTV have done to prevent this from happening?
I'd rather they didn't, so I don't have to get sad of my big purple friend going down.
Yeah.
We don't have the old Mountain Drake, at least. The old VCS Drake, the killer of Barons, is gone. So that's good, at least.
So Ocean Soul in 10 seconds.
Yep, they'll just take that and win the game. That's Ocean Soul.
Also, they are 10k gold ahead still, and Baron. So
That
even
helps.
without Ocean Soul, 3 inhibitors down on top of that. So it's possible. This is potentially the most one-sided a game can be. 3 inhibs down, Ocean Soul, Baron. You only really lack the Elder Dragon, right?
Yeah,
So
pretty much. But I hope we
this
don't
is-
see the Elder Dragon spawn. If this game goes for another 5 minutes, Flash really needs to work on ending games. They
Yeah,
can
indeed.
just walk it in at this point.
And judging from last season, they're actually one of the best
Rika
teams in
just
the
dead.
VCS at closing out games.
Victory, trying to do
Helps.
something, but
Helps
no
when the enemy
damage.
top laner just runs it down this
They
time.
don't take damage. The Ocean Soul just heals them.
Ocean Soul. Look at Cardi. Cardi just got like 500 health just spamming his spells. Oh my god, Ocean Soul is so disgusting.
Absolutely gross. That is Flash taking a dominant game 1 here over FTV.
Took a little bit longer than we expected.
Took a little bit longer than it should have, if we're totally honest. But not overall, not a terrible performance out of Flash by any means.
Sadly, very terrible performance out of the production.
Yeah, my word. Hopefully they fix that in between these games, because I can understand if you're frustrated in chat. Believe me, I am too. I'm really upset, but there's just nothing. There's just nothing we can do. Again,
it's just one more. So hopefully they fix their production for next week at least. If they can't do it for the next game, hopefully the next game will be better. Looked a little bit better in the end. Still a lot of slideshow going on. Not quite as bad as in the beginning of the game, where we were not able to see anything really.
It did get a little bit better, but still not ideal. But MVP of that game, not the easiest one to give away. It was a very good team performance.
Yep. Who was crucial in setting up all the plays? It's actually super hard to decide. Cardi had a good Rise performance, but a little bit too quiet for MVP maybe. Yoshino...
Blader got shut down by Victory a little bit.
That's true. He still dealt a lot of damage.
True.
CBL, some nice grabs.
Yeah, I think CBL
set up the bot lane plays. CBL or Yijin, probably jungle or support. In most of the team games, it's either jungle or support or ADC. So I'd go with that approach as well. Slater got shut down a little bit too often, didn't quite kite well enough. So Yijin or CBL for me, I guess.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards CBL. Personally. I think he had a really good performance. Yeah, I think so.
Had great hooks. Got caught in the base, but didn't really matter at that point anymore. So.
Yep.
I think it's very hard to call the MVP for this game, to be honest. So there's an argument to be made for every player. I think Cardi, you could give it to Cardi as well, just because he's a new player and is actually doing great in laning phase and afterwards. But
yeah, I don't think he was
given an MVP to support. So CBL, let's go.
Sure. And we will be back in about 9-ish minutes for Game 2. Hopefully the stream is improved a little bit, but we will do our best regardless. So see you guys then. Hope you will stay tuned in. See you guys very soon.
See you.
G'day everybody, we're back for Game 2 of Flash versus FTV. A dominant performance out of FTV in that Game 1 as Slater has that ADC privilege, getting the MVP for the official stream. What can FTV do to get themselves back in this series, Yulwei?
Good question.
Other than just play better.
Yeah, most of that. I mean, Victory at least showed very promising signs here in the game. Also, Rika, I like to play. So, overall, a little bit better individual performance compared to yesterday, where FTV was just smashed by Loki in all the lanes. Yep. Not the greatest fan of the bot lane right now. Police and High. Tiger. I'm sorry. Hi is DBL, so they do support Tiger, of course. Police and Tiger, not with the strongest laning phase, got caught multiple times by Blitzcrank in lane. I think at least two pure solo, not solo kills, 2v2 kills, I should say. Of course, of the very great grabs, but also bad positioning on the side of FTV. So they have to improve their bot lane. I think Police does not look too good on the center.
Yeah.
Yet one very good snipe and some cool usages of his E as well, I think. But overall, not the greatest performance of one of the most hyped ADCs in the league. So needs to step up more, especially if Victory and Rika are getting better and better. Police should be the backbone of the team, so he needs to step up big.
He absolutely needs to be the backbone of the team. We really hyped him up because we really liked him last split. He was trapped in FTV jail. He's still serving that sentence.
Well, also, his support was B, and the bot lane, I like Police B a lot as a bot lane. I think they were one of the strongest bot lanes last split, at the end of last split, I should say, where they went 3-0 in the last 3 series and beating at least one very good team. Police B was the strong point on the map for FTV, and now they lost B, and B showed a great performance in his new team, in EVOS. So maybe Police got carried in lane by B and has to readjust now to Tiger.
Yeah, that's very possible. We'll have to see if things get improved. It was a hard matchup for Tiger. Blitzcrank into Tahm Kench is a really bad time. You can't really dodge hooks. You get your shield broken. Definitely not very fun. Soon. Just have to refresh.
There we go. Champion select. Still the same players playing. Why would they change anyone? I think Yoshino is probably here to stay for Flash. Stark is still on the team, but I expect Stark to be more of a positional coach and maybe a little bit of extra draft coach, because Flash really needs a better draft coach.
I hope they have another draft coach on the go.
So yeah, I expect to not see too much of Stark this season, and Yoshino being the prime top laner. We heard a lot of the rumors that Gum actually tried to trade Yoshino for Slater. In the end, Flash ended up with Slater and Yoshino, so
and it would be
a good setup.
It would be pretty destructive for the league if Slater had gone to Gum.
That is very true.
Just absolutely destroy the league, even though they're probably going to do that anyway. Lucian, Gragas, and Leona, however, are the bans. As we go into this one, oh, Stream, you're scaring me a little bit. Come on, not again. Hold, everyone, spam your Bible thumps and your prayers. But Akali is being removed
as well, if you have them.
Yeah, absolutely. Subscribe for Grumpy Parrot. Akali will be removed as well.
So this time, no Akali shenanigans for Rika. We'll have to see if he can stay alive against Yoshino without his Akali. Actually got not a solo kill. I always want to say, but he got a kill on Yoshino last game.
That he did. At least
Yoshino
the
also
final
seems to really like his Fiora. I want to see Yoshino on a little bit more of a team-focused champ. Maybe an Aatrox this time for the side of Flash. That is still open as well. Yoshino set sounds promising.
Yeah, absolutely. Aphelios is the final ban.
Senna is open.
Senna is open. I'd love to see that first pick, but Slater so far just doesn't seem like he plays it. It's pretty unforgivable. First pick the Xayah. I don't understand. There's no priority on her.
No, there's no need to first pick the Xayah. Even if you want to play Xayah, pick her later on in the draft. There's no way Police will pick the Xayah away. I would actually have liked to see MF Braum in this rotation here, I have to say, after Police's performance on Senna.
Yeah, I think maybe the support needs to change up as the graphic freaks out just a little bit there. I assure you Yijin is not picking out of turn.
No.
Kuruko does still need to lock something in.
That seems to be a rerun.
Go for the Kench. Does that mean we just get the Blitzcrank run back?
I don't see a reason why we wouldn't.
Yep. So that bot lane did go well for Flash, so they may well look to do the same again.
Blitzcrank Rise. Why not?
I'm going to run this back.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a weird approach from FTV. They're clearly saying, okay, we didn't lose this because of champions. We lost this because of mis-execution, which
True to an extent.
Yeah, it's always due to execution, right? But you also kind of it's better for your mental reset, I think, to pick different champs and just try a different approach to the game. In my opinion,
Yeah, I
I
agree.
don't like the salty run back, especially if you got pretty
Bodied.
soundly beaten in the first game.
They got bodied. Say it. It's okay. I would like to see them change up the Aatrox mid. Victory played really well, but I feel like it was still a very strange pick. Maybe just pick it for the top lane. Now
I'd
that
like
you
to
don't
see a
have
jungler
access to
secured
Akali.
here.
Jungle might be a little bit pinched.
Yeah, that's why I would have liked to see a jungler here and then pinch jungle even more with 2 more jungle bans on the side. Instead, they opt into the Aatrox secure once again. This time, might potentially go top lane. But we've also seen some lane swap shenanigans from FTV coming in here and there. So Rika might just be the mid lane of this game as well. If Victory wants to play another Aatrox game, which he should. He had a great game in the first one.
That he absolutely did. Rek'Sai now being removed. We could see FTV ban out 2 junglers here. They do have priority pick. Could potentially get what's left over. Cassiopeia being banned out. They're not reading that as a mid lane Aatrox. Which I think is viable. It's more often than not, it's not going to be.
Yeah.
Cassio,
especially because this time the Akali is not here, so Lucian is banned as well. So 2 of the most flexible top mid lane champs already banned out. I don't expect this to be another mid lane Aatrox. Could be another Victory Aatrox, but if it is another Victory Aatrox, I expect him to go top. So.
No ban?
Yeah, no ban apparently for FTV, or we just don't see the ban. Not sure. Should be another jungle ban. Maybe a J4 or a Lee Sin, one of the 2, and pick the other. We'll see what is debatable still in the jungle. Yeah, it's probably yeah. There we see the cut away from the champion selector. It's probably a little bit of display.
Yeah, I think they'll just remake the lobby. Unfortunate, as we do need to wait. I always think it's just a bit more efficient just to tell both teams what the ban is.
Yeah, that's
no big deal,
that's
right?
very true.
You can just put the graphic up. Then again, I think the graphics are mostly point, so maybe they can't quite control it. But hopefully we do get in fairly soon.
Shouldn't take too long to remake the draft. So we had Senna, Tahm Kench, and Aatrox on the side of FTV. Same 3 champs they run last game. Then Rice and Zaya, as well as Blitzcrank. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, Flash hasn't changed anything.
Yeah, so far no change on either side, but there is no Kali, so FTV has to at least change 1 pick. I don't expect the Kha'Zix again as well for Flash, so we'll probably see a little bit of a different top side.
Absolutely. I think the Kha'Zix was just a one-time. We'll see if it works. And I don't know if we'll see it in Italy either.
So it seems to be the CBL is very thirsty because he has 2 of the
thermoses.
Cups. Yeah.
I still, while we have this lull, one of my favorite esports stories was in Counter-Strike. It's related to that. It was a Counter-Strike event that was sponsored by Red Bull. So the players all had the Red Bull cans, and it cut to Ninjas in Pajamas comms. So it did like the live look while they were getting ready for the game, and you just hear Alu go, "Can we drink these, or are they just for show?" And then one of his teammates goes, "Drink it, you idiot!" It was so funny. Yep. I miss,
especially if you think about how for show.
Yeah,
how
exactly.
It actually does not matter if someone drinks a Red Bull or not.
It's a can.
The can is still the same. Oh man,
it was very funny. I love Alu though. He's a great personality in CS. He's not doing too well.
Still NIP, or did he?
No, he got kicked from NIP ages ago. He started because he's from Finland. He started ENTS, who were an all Finnish team, and they made
S for ENTS.
Yeah, easy for ENTS. Yeah. They had a miracle run to the final of a major out of nowhere. It was insane, and they gathered a lot of support. And then
Last year, right?
Yeah, then they
First
got
major of the year.
Yeah, and then they got crushed by Astralis, but the fact that they made the run at all mattered. I miss it's never really been a thing in League, but they used to put out VODs of Counter-Strike matches with team comms, which was always super fun.
It's interesting.
Teams eventually said like, please stop because you'll leak our strats, and also sometimes players hype themselves up.
It makes a lot of sense.
Sometimes players will hype themselves up and insult people on the other team, and they don't mean it, but it comes across very bad.
Yeah, I think there were a few incidents with League of Legends with leaking comms as well.
Yeah. There was the big one.
Remember something about TSM, right?
Yeah, there was the big one where they leaked TSM picks.
TSM SKT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they leaked picks. I still think I don't know if there's too many like on-stage controversies bigger than Season 2 Worlds, where Azubu Frost cheated and should have been DQ'd from the tournament.
Boom, I think.
I don't remember who it was. I think it was Boom.
Yeah, Boom, the ADC.
Yeah, that was just blatant cheating, and they just should have been DQ'd.
Absolutely. Also, got to the finals. So
exactly. I think I watched a video on it recently. Like I think the Score Esports did it. Great videos, by the way. They did like a top 10 controversies in esports, and that one was in it. They got like a $5,000 fine or something, but made $25,000 for getting to the final. Or it was probably more like $200,000 or something. So it's like, yeah, right. Why do we care?
Yeah, that's not okay. That's not okay. Yeah, there's the one big controversy about Tabe leaking picks for IG. I think it's Season 5 Worlds. Yeah, that was the last time IG got to Worlds before their title in 2018. He was on the analyst desk, the English analyst desk, and he was associated with IG and didn't quite pick up on the his English was very good, but I think he wasn't quite able to read between the lines and just said all the picks that IG prepared.
Yeah.
Because he was asked, what picks do you think IG could play here? Or what do you think are some of IG's secret picks? He just
said it. He just said this is what they're practicing, which was very unwise, to say the least.
That was he got a lot of backlash from the community as well.
Quite well deserved. Even though it wasn't malicious. It wasn't malicious, but it is one of those things where it's like, that should be really obvious. Yeah, esports controversies are the best. I love esports controversies.
They're fun.
I think I might have told this story before. There's a great one out of the fighting game community. At an EVO finals for Smash, a player named Hungrybox, who's a very divisive figure. Because he's a nice guy. He's a really nice guy, good personality, but he plays Jigglypuff. And people don't like Jigglypuff. Of course. Because of Rest. Rest is... Yeah, in Melee.
Oh, okay.
Rest is kind of bullshit. And he plays Puff. But he was in the final, and I think he lost the first set. I think it was a bracket reset or something. I don't remember the exact circumstance. And his coach ran on stage to talk to him, right? And then another game, and like people were kind of making fun of him because no one else has a coach. Like it's so over professional for the FGC. And then after the next game, I don't remember who his opponent was off the top of my head, but one of their friends, who's not a coach, ran up and jokingly coached him, like making really over-exaggerated things. And he was like, you could hear him. He was just saying, what you need to do is shit on him. Like it was just really, it was really dumb stuff. But then it came out after the game that was, you couldn't have your coach. That was cheating. If your coach came on, it was a DQ. But they said that, well, both players did it. That was the official ruling, that both players did it. So they're not going to DQ anyone. Like, okay, one player was clearly joking and didn't get anything out of it. And one absolutely did. That's not fair.
Who won the final?
Hungrybox. He won.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, well.
That's why it kicked off. I mean, in the end, I like Hungrybox, so I'm okay with it. But, yeah, people were not happy.
He's the player with the infamous Jigglypuff video as well, right? Where Jigglypuff doesn't actually do anything, and the enemy player can't approach him because Jigglypuff has the best. What is it called again in Smash? The stage control, not stage control. air control or
Yeah,
something.
air
So,
control. Because
yeah.
if you do, I think it's your down back B or something. I don't know Smash that well. Rest can just one shot you from like 50%.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
pretty ridiculous.
I was so frustrated that he actually killed himself. It's such a tilting video. Oh man.
Yeah. There's also the classic Olaf boost. CS. Do you know about this?
No. I know what player we're talking about.
Olaf
Not
Meister.
what he did. No.
Yeah, so there was a game, it was a while ago. It was at a major, and it was LDLC versus Fnatic in the quarterfinal, but it was one of those quarterfinals that was the final. Right? LDLC and
Okay.
Fnatic were the best teams in the world. Whoever won that quarterfinal was going to win the major. Map 3, deciding map, LDLC wins the first half 13-2 on the CT side of Overpass. Absolutely smash. And everyone's like, well, Fnatic's done. They play the pistol round. No one notices it at first because it's just a pistol round. Fnatic win the pistol. Good start. And then Olaf demonstrates a little boost. It's a 3-man boost. So he's on top. He can see the whole map. He can see everything. But he's only got a scout in the second round. He has a bit of an impact. I think he gets 1 or 2 kills, but he's got a scout. Then he buys an AWP. Does it again. Suddenly, it's 14 all. He's done it every round with Dak.
Oh my god.
Then they win the map. Purely because of this boost, because it's uncounterable. LDLC spends about 10 rounds trying to figure out where he is, and then they finally figure it out, but they can't kill him because he's got a Dak and they have to peek into him. It just is impossible.
Man.
Then it comes out that it was actually illegal. They had cheated. Because they used an exploit. They used 2 exploits.
Whether or not much like an exploit.
Whether or not they knew it was an exploit, that depends if you like or hate them. So I'm not going to say. So use 2 pixel walking, which is where the texture for the map is a little bit wrong. So if you look at the player model, they're standing on air. That's called pixel walking, and it's illegal in tournaments. The other one, there's a broken texture where that boost was. So he was actually looking through a wall. No, it's a second broken texture at the top. So he was actually looking through a wall.
Yeah.
So you couldn't fire back at him because he's hidden behind a wall.
Oh, man.
But LDLC did it too. In their first half, they used a pixel walk that didn't matter and a texture bug that didn't matter in one round. But both teams did it, so you can't DQ them.
Ooh, that's very controversial.
Yeah, it ended up being that the refs had to deliberate so much that they said, go home for the day, we'll figure it out overnight. And the Fnatic players got so many death threats and hate that 3 of them considered retiring and they just forfeited the tournament.
Holy. Did LDLC win the major?
I think so, yeah. The ref's decision was replay the map, which was super unfair to LDLC because you're not going to go 13-2 in the half again.
Yeah, that's true.
Super
Replay
unfair.
The second half is not an option.
It's an option, but LDLC's quote-unquote cheating had occurred in the first half.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
So
that's
a little bit difficult. It was difficult. So, I'm not sure if the ref call was right or not. I kind of lean to it not being. But Fnatic ended up just forfeiting because they were just 3 of our players are just I'm just going to retire.
Yeah,
I don't want to play anymore. Definitely not great. To explain to the stream what's going on, there's tech issues. We've been sitting in a pause for 20 minutes or whatever. So we're just having a chat about esports.
Yeah, sadly. We don't know what's going on. We don't even have an update on what kind of tech issues.
It seemed like it was just a client issue at first.
Yeah.
But...
I mean, it was in draft, so we thought it would just be remake draft and get into game in the next few minutes, but we're here already for 10 minutes.
Yeah. Must be a more serious issue.
Yeah, probably.
That's
everyday sleep.
I'm alright. I'm awake. I had a coffee in the break.
The score is 1-0 to Flash, if you're wondering. And the first series of the day was a 2-0 to DBL, surprisingly. So We're on track for 2 2-0s for the day.
Yep. Sorry to bring my bird out on stream. He was being very fussy, so needed some attention. Name is Rakan. Boy.
I might get to see another Rakan in this game.
Maybe.
Although we had both
They've already had Blitzcrank
supports
picks, so I doubt it.
Yeah. Highly doubt it as well. But they could just remake the draft from scratch, maybe. I don't know why they would.
I don't know
do
why
that,
you would.
Who knows?
That seems very silly.
So the problem was occurring on second ban phase, if I remember correctly.
They missed the ban.
FTV,
Yeah, they missed the ban.
Didn't ban.
Apparently they couldn't ban. So there must be deeper client issues. But again, we have absolutely no way of actually knowing what's going on. They haven't gone to a break on stream.
Which is a good sign.
It is a good sign, yeah.
Is a very good sign, because sometimes those breaks get very extensive. We had one 60-minute break between games, which
I remember that.
Wasn't too great.
Oh, we had fun though.
Yeah, we had fun.
Yeah. So, watched any good movies or anything recently? We've got nothing else to talk about.
Yeah, that's true. Recently, not really, I have to say.
Not much has come out recently.
Did you get to watch Parasite last year?
No, I didn't. I haven't gotten around to it. It's very high on my list, though. Apparently, it's fantastic.
They actually, did you see the LCK? The LCK did Parasite, not mock, like the Parasite style LCK introduction.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Super fun. Yeah. I've just been rewatching.
Did the Oscars happen already? I'm actually not.
I have no idea.
I did not.
Let's be real.
Keep up with that.
Who cares?
Who cares? Yeah, that's true. I only cared because for Parasite to actually win an Oscar this year, which would be cool because it's a non-American movie.
Yeah, that would be good. I remember was it last year or the year before, when I think Black Panther got Best Picture? It was like, what? A superhero movie getting Best Picture? Like, Black Panther was good and like, cool, super progressive, all of that. It got like 6 Oscars though. It deserved 1. It deserved deserved costume design because costumes were amazing, but it won like 6, and that was also the year that Bohemian Rhapsody won Best Editing, when it had famously terrible editing.
Well, yeah, Oscars can be quite questionable.
I mean, the thing is that the people who vote don't actually watch the movies.
Yeah, I know they wanted to have a ruling that you have to watch the movie to be able to vote for it.
You have to prove that you've watched it. Yeah, I mean, if you're voting, you should have to watch the nominees.
Absolutely.
It's ridiculous. Otherwise, you're just basing it off really nothing.
So what else is there to talk about? I think
we're sort of rolling through it.
Runeterra.
Oh, Legends of Runeterra. I've been having so much fun. It's a really good game.
I have no idea how the game works. Can you explain?
So the way it works is there's the 5 factions, right? You can have, so it's Demacia, Freljord, Shadow Isles, Noxus, and Ionia. I know there's more than 5 then, because there's also Piltover. So there's 6. Might be forgetting 1 or 2. I'm pretty dumb. So you can have 2 of them in a deck, right? So you can mix and match cards from 2 of them, but you don't have to. You can just have 1 if you want. Kind of like Magic colors. So the way the turn structure works is that if you have the little sword, that means it's your turn to attack, but it's your round to attack, I should say. But it goes in turns. So I get to play a card, then my opponent plays a card. I can choose to attack on any of my turns, and once you attack, you can't play a minion during combat. You can't play spells that are designated as slow. You can only play ones that are fast or ones that are burst.
That sounds very much like Yu-Gi-Oh! That's interesting.
I don't know enough about Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a little bit... It's got some elements of Magic.
Yeah, I certainly don't know anything about Magic.
Fair enough. It's a good game, though. It's good fun. The meta's a little bit gross at the moment. People have kind of figured it out.
Always.
But it's in
As
beta.
always.
It's in beta, right? So it's like, yeah, elusives are way too strong, but they'll sort it out.
Hopefully.
The game is super generous though, like insanely generous. They throw cards at you.
Oh, that's nice.
I've spent not that much money, and I've got 6 meta decks that are all playable.
That's good. That's good to know. Should get around to play that as well. I just don't have any time right now. Don't even get to play League anymore.
Yeah, I haven't
Too
been
much
playing much League.
competitive League going on.
Oh man, I logged in to play one game of League. So I haven't been playing in a bit. Just queued up for some ranked. We have a game. I'm like 2-0 in the top lane as set. Our Twitch is 9-0 because our jungler's been camping the shit out of bot and just feeding the Twitch. So it's like the game's over, right? Yeah. This is at like 13 minutes or something. He was giga fed. Just also because I see chat asking, the game's not over. There's just been tech issues. It's 1-0 for Flash at the moment. So it's been a really long pause, so we're just chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was playing, and this Lux in the mid lane was 1 and 2, and just cried in chat for about 20 minutes. Like, ganked me, jungler. I'm like, I just said in chat, the jungler is getting Twitch gigafed. Just shut up and play safe. No one cares. Just shut up. And they were just screaming, and every time they said anything, I was like, Lux, no one cares. Shut up. Like, no one cares, man. So they ran it down.
Win?
Well, yeah, we won. They tried to run it down my lane, but I just used them as bait every time. So they'd run towards the tower. My top lane opponent, I think it was like a Mordekaiser or something, would come out to get the free kill, and then I'd just make it a 1-for-1 every time.
It's
so
brutal.
They couldn't even run it down right.
That's brutal.
And then we won, and I was just because Lux was like, the game's over, jungler doesn't gank. It's like, are you not seeing bot lane? When we won, I was like, hey, Lux, how does it feel to not even be able to int right?
Well, solo queue can be an interesting experience.
I hate the League community so bad. I mean, gaming in general is pretty bad. Anonymity does bad things to people.
That's true. That is true. It's not. Yeah. I mean, you played a lot of Counter-Strike before, right?
I have.
How's the voice chat in Counter-Strike doing?
Apparently Europe is terrible, right?
Yeah, I've
famously
heard that as well, yeah.
Garbage because everyone speaks different languages. You get the Russians that come in and just yell. Overall, it's not terrible in Australia. Like, you insult each other, but it's genuinely in good spirit. Every now and then you get some guy that just goes off, but you just...
Yeah, I mean, it's also a higher barrier you have to overcome, right? It's harder to flame someone with your voice or speaking than just typing, right? So it's a higher barrier. It's in the higher bar, the flaming.
Yeah, exactly. You can't
probably
just
a little bit
do
better.
it in chat. Like, you actually have to speak.
Yeah.
And then you can, told to shut up.
I really don't know if I would like voice comms for League or not. I don't think it can ever work in Europe, I have to say. Voice comms in Europe are just not a great idea.
Yeah, there's too many languages.
Yeah.
I mean, look, voice comms are great for coordinating play, obviously. But, oh boy, there'd be some salty sayos.
Absolutely.
Is not great. It's just, like, people think... The fact that in League, people think getting banned is cool is really pathetic.
Do people think that?
Yeah.
Okay.
People genuinely think that. Like, there was that whole thing ages ago with, like, L9 gang, and they were like, you need 25 permaband account to join us. I'm like, shut up, you absolute Darrow. Like,
it's so childish.
It's
just
like,
so childish.
Like, are you proud of just being a piece of human shit?
Of course, they
you
are.
Oxygen thief.
Oxygen. That's great.
That's a great insult, by the way. You oxygen thief. It's
just a quick little update. We finally have the issue sign on screen. It's client issues, apparently, as we thought. Not sure why it takes so long to resolve client issues. Well,
not great.
What can we do? Hopefully they'll at least figure out the production or something.
We can go back to what we often do when we're bored. Do you want to try and get the names of some new champions?
Of course, of course.
Abilities. All right, we'll start with my boy. Do you know what Set's abilities are called? I know you know the W, because everyone knows the Haymaker. What's his Q called?
Q is knuckle down, right?
Correct. What's his ult? Because I always call it the suplex, but it does have a different name.
Was said on stream yesterday in LEC. What is it called? Chat, please help. I don't know. No, I don't remember.
It's called Showstopper.
Showstopper, yeah.
Great name. The E facebreaker.
Oh no, we have the starting soon. That's
do
not good.
Are we going to a pause? Oh man. Well, we might go to a pause as well. It's been a while. Might go get a drink.
Give me one more ability name.
Or one more. Okay, I will go to another champion that is still fairly new. What is Senna's W?
Piercing Darkness is the Q.
Correct.
Daunting Shadow R.
Daunting Shadow is her ult. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know the W. Sadly.
Last Embrace.
That's a cool name.
Yeah, it is. Her abilities actually have pretty cool names. Her E is Curse of the Black Mist. Pretty neat.
Sounds like the passive from Alawi, Curse of the...
What are Alawi stuff called? I only know her Q because that's Tentacle. That's Tentacle Smash.
Test of Spirit is the E.
Yeah, that's true. Her passive is Prophet of an Elder God.
Oh, okay. No.
Yeah, so it's Harsh Lesson of Faith.
Leap of Faith is a cool name.
That is a very cool name. But yeah, we're gonna go to a pause while VCS hopefully resolve the issues. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Thanks for sticking with us while we've been.
Yeah, we can't really put a timer up because they don't have a timer for us. So let's just hope for a short pause.
We'll see you when we see you. Thanks for sticking with us, lads. Wish we could do anything, but we'll be back hopefully soon. G'day everybody, we appear to be back from our tech issues.
Hopefully.
Didn't take quite as long as it potentially could have, which is nice.
Nope.
So we'll have to keep an eye on it. See if we do get into game. I mean, we got to do champ select. Can't even talk about comps, really.
Nope. We were done with the first half of the champ select, and it seems to be that as well again.
Oh, we are back.
We start from scratch. So once again, Greg is banned for Flash. I think we'll probably do the same draft again. Hopefully, I don't see a reason to not go for that one.
Absolutely hope they just do the draft.
So it was a run back so far from the last draft. With just to remind you, we had Senna and Tom Kench as well as. What was the third champ?
Senna, Tom Kench.
Aatrox. Yeah, that's right. For FTV. And on the other side, we had the Blitzcrank, Zarya as a bot lane, as well as Rice for the mid lane. So far, the same champs as in game 1, but Akali was banned. But sadly, we're going out of the champ select once again, which is not great.
Unhappy Yulwei.
Yep, I can tell.
Really unhappy.
Rakan seems to be unhappy as well.
Tom wants to go to bed, so he's upset.
Understandable. I mean, I guess if this will not resolve in the next, I don't know, 10-20 minutes, we will probably have to shy away from this game.
It's okay. We've gone later before. I'll be okay. I don't have work tomorrow, so I'll be okay. So
just so it gets going.
Yeah, jeez. This is pretty bad. VCS has been having a lot of issues tonight. I mean, I wish we could tell you a bit more about what was going on, or what are the issues. But
Sadly, we can't.
we don't speak
I mean, we
Vietnamese.
can't even talk about anything interesting.
I know. There's nothing to
Because-
talk about.
Yeah, we can't. We don't even know the comms. We don't know if the comms will be the same as in game one, the same as in draft one, I should say. So the draft that started like 30 minutes ago.
30 minutes ago. I go back to uni at the end of the month. That's exciting.
Master?
Nah, I'm getting a second degree.
Oh, interesting.
I got a history degree, so now I'm getting
Nice.
super useful.
Both of those sound very useful indeed.
Yeah, I want to work in esports, but something else. Already spend way too much of my time yelling about politics anyway.
That makes sense then.
But oh my god, if these tech issues don't resolve soon, I'm already upset. I'm gonna progress to a bit mad.
Okay, we will then get a flash drive to make you lose your mind.
Oh my god, we're gonna wait all this time and then get a flash draft. No, don't even joke. Oh,
Is the stream
VCS.
struggling for you as well, or is this
Nah, the stream looks okay for me.
okay?
It's like it's a bit choppy, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was.
Okay. Might just be my internet then. Nice.
Right? We love that when both of us start struggling.
So FTV, can FTV win this game?
It'll be hard.
Gonna be very hard.
Yeah, that's honestly an understatement. They just
I
look
like
outclassed.
Victory.
Yeah,
maybe they can play it through Victory. Try to attack Cardi as well. But I have to say, so far I'm very impressed with. A lot of people are very skeptical and thought he would be the weak point for Flash. But so far, actually very good laning phases. As I said before the first game started, highest CSD, not CSD, CS per minute, 10.7, which is very solid. So Cardi seems to be fitting in well with Flash. Flash just needs to be better as a team to be a contender as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's good to see. Yeah, Cardi was absolutely the big hole that people had some doubts with Flash. We were very confident with 4 of their players, but we just didn't know anything about Cardi. Now we do. So much more confident. I mean, the big thing that's letting Flash down, I don't think it's their players, it's their drafts. They've been horrific.
Yeah, I agree. So, at least they've now found an ADC that works for them. It's not an S tier ADC on this patch. It's Zaya all the time. She's still okay. She's a good champ. Not quite on the level of Aphelios or Senna or even MF. Very interesting that we don't actually get to see a lot of MF. I think, especially in the minor region that likes to play around
players are leaving the stage. It might be someone just going to the bathroom.
I mean, yeah. Hopefully.
Fair enough. They've been up there long enough.
But yeah, Flash needs to work on the draft. Maybe they don't actually need to work on the draft, but on their champion pools.
Yeah,
possible.
Maybe. That's very true.
Also, a little bit of stubbornness for Yoshino, especially going with Fiora on 2 out of his 4 games so far in the league. So maybe go for a little bit more of team champs on Yoshino's side. Would like to see that as well. Maybe an Aatrox, maybe something like an Ornn.
Yeah, I'd love to see some Ornn. We haven't really seen him. He's hit the ban list a few times, but definitely hasn't been picked very much. Pointing is a good chance. I'd like to see some more of the Ram God. Kind of interesting. He's been. I mean, he's a bit easy to counter because of Braum.
CBL has entered the stage again, and now someone's missing, and police is going. Oh. Come on, VCS. Come on.
Yeah, this is a little bit tilting. Really,
Reborn.
why did they do a countdown if things weren't?
I don't understand that either.
Like, did they not test?
I mean, they tried to do a draft, right? It
Yeah,
seems
but did they
seems
not?
to be
They not test? Uh,
issues seems to be persisting. Also, draft issues are it's very weird. The draft issues take this long to resolve.
absolutely. Normally they
There
are.
has to be something else going on. I think possibly a connection issue or something. Because client issues are not that hard to resolve. You just get to restart the client and then.
At this point, when the pause has been this long, you just do a paper draft.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Why not go into your free game or what is it called?
Like
again?
a custom game.
Tournament draft. Custom game, yeah, custom game. And just start the game with blind pick. Like who cares? Just do the rest of the draft.
Just have the two captains of the team come together, do the draft, and then just go and pick it in blind pick. All you have to do.
Yeah, if that's all that is wrong, I really don't understand the solution or the lack thereof.
Yeah, exactly. That makes me very much agree with you that there's probably something else going. 4 players leave the stage. Hopefully that is just for the bathroom. Imagine they're only allowed to go one at a time.
Yeah, it looks like it, right?
Well, because you're not meant to talk during pauses.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
they actually changed the rules around not talking. I think it's allowed, especially if it's not in-game pause.
It's not.
Because it's not an in-game pause, right?
Yeah, I suppose at this point, like, what are you talking about?
Should be allowed to talk. Yeah.
I always thought it looked very silly when the players were just sitting there, completely stone-faced for 20 minutes.
Yeah. It's very hard for on them as well. But this reminds me a lot of exam situations in school where there are bathroom breaks, but you're not allowed to go with more than one person. So
I don't know.
Waiting for the other to return.
I don't know how serious they are with it in Germany. I imagine they're similarly serious as here. For your final exams in Year 12, if you needed to go to the bathroom, you had to get it escorted, and they'd stand like outside the cubicle while you went to the bathroom. Because they were super afraid of people like stashing books and stuff in the toilet.
Yeah. The classic. No, not quite as harsh. I mean, I didn't go to a big private school as you did. So.
I went to a fairly fancy school, but this was standard. Like, it was standard practice.
Oh, interesting.
Because the way it works in Australia is, in Year 12, you don't have a name, which I know sounds super weird. But yeah, you don't sign your name on any of your exams or anything. Well, it kind of makes sense because the way it works is you're then graded by someone not from your school, right?
Oh,
so you're just a number
to prevent bias.
Yeah, so then there's no bias. It's like all of the exams get sent into a big pile, and then they're just sent out randomly to all the assessors. And then you get it back a while. You don't even actually get your exam back. You just get these are your results.
That's the same, and that's the same for us as well. We can get our exams back after 10 years.
Oh, so. We can pay to get ours. It's interesting that you actually can't get them for 10 years. So I had to contest
for 10 years. It's I think you can contest. So you can see them when you're still in school, or like at the end of your school term. You get told your mark, and then you can see why this mark was applied or given.
Yeah, that's.
But you can't actually get the exam back. You need to wait for 10 years.
That's because they don't want you leaking the exam. Silly. Speaking of which, this is obviously so far off topic from League of Legends, but there's nothing to talk about. Nope. There was a year where the Revolutions exam, which studies the Russian and French Revolution, had a picture of the Russian Revolution. And it was, it might have been the French Revolution, I don't remember. It was one of the two. And it had, like, building on fire, like a soldier, and it was like, identify 3 important things in this picture. But what the problem was, they'd obviously just got the picture from Google because Optimus Prime was in the background.
Oh no.
It was just a giant transformer, but it meant they had to give the mark to people that wrote 2 actual answers and a transformer. Because it was there.
Great.
Oh, I love when they screw up like that.
Oh, that's so poorly done. Oh man.
It's like they didn't even look.
That's so long ago. Oh, yeah.
Cool. It was simpler times.
I guess so.
It was funny. I did Australian politics in year 12. And just to clarify, in Australia we have the Liberal Party, and yes, they're called Liberals, but they're actually our right-wing party.
Yeah.
Just confusing name. That's why you'll hear Australians refer to small L Liberals when they mean actual Liberals. Big L Liberals is the party. So my teacher, really good teacher, but super hard in the Liberal camp. Like her husband was a Liberal minister.
So in the conservative Liberal camp.
Yeah, the Conservative Party.
Okay.
Still a really good teacher. Like, she didn't show her bias in her teaching, but because of her connect, and there was only 6 people in our class, which was really small for us. Normally 30 people.
That is small.
And we're all mates and stuff. We, despite our differing political views, had a lot of fun. And I was by far the hardest left person in it. Anyone that follows my Twitter knows my political. But so we went to Canberra, which is the capital of Australia, to go to Parliament, right? And she managed to get us meetings with some of the really prominent Liberal Party members.
Oh no.
A really good opportunity. We got off the plane, and she pulled me aside and was like, "Tom, I understand. You've got some feelings, but you're representing your school."
Shut up.
She's like, "You can ask questions, but please just be respectful." I was like, "Yeah, of course I'll be respectful." And I was. I was perfect. I behaved well. And then about 3 weeks later, we got invited to this like breakfast that the Liberal Party was having in our electorate. And I'm like, "Yeah, we'll bring some kids along." And again, my teacher was like, "Tom, they've given us a free breakfast, all right? There's no need to be rude." Like, all right, fine. Then they were like, then the Prime Minister gave a speech and did that. And then they were like, "Oh, has anyone got any questions?" I put my hand up. I'm like, "Could you please make a comment on the currently 300 people in offshore detention that have gone on hunger strike and several have starved to death?" And my teacher just looked at me, just like, "What have you just done?"
Oh man.
But like the thing was, it was actually a political issue at the time, and they just kind of laughed. "Oh, we've got draft."
Oh what?
Well, we're talking about the wrong things. We've got a draft.
Don't get your hopes up yet.
But they're picking champions. I'm allowed to believe. Oh, here we go. And we've got an extra pick. We're seeing a Cassiopeia. So
Cassio. Well, that's different.
Was it? Oh yeah, it was instead of Aatrox.
Yeah, it was Aatrox, yeah. Okay, they changed the draft. So apparently the issue occurred on second phase red side. They wanted to go with Cassio, which I think is a good pick into Cardi's Rise. Very good matchup into the Rise. Also very defensive setup now. Yeah. Very defensive setup already for FTV. Very kite and re-engage focused team composition with a lot of damage.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to have to see what the bans actually are. Rek'Sai and Renekton, I believe, are the same. Orianna is the second ban. I like that. Get rid of actually, do I like that? Rise is already picked.
Yeah, and it's very likely that the Rise will go in the hand of Cardi. So.
Yeah, why wouldn't you predict that being a Cardi Rise?
So to be fair, Yoshino obviously can play the Rise as well. And
Rise sucks.
He's not great right now. That's true. A little bit confused.
Cardi
2 jungle bans for Flash,
game.
which is even more confusing considering they're on the blue side. So they'll actually give up the priority jungler. Very confusing bans right now.
Yeah,
on both sides.
Very strange, but it does look like it will be Kuriko's Lee Sin, who is one of the premier jungles still left up. So not a
Yeah.
bad decision.
So we might just see another B or CT jungler here. All the priority junglers are banned. We might see Talia actually, if
Could
Eugen feels confident.
repull the Nidalee out.
Yeah.
Did play it
Oh,
last
the
game.
Olaf. Olaf, another interesting option.
You're very far ahead of the stream. I've just seen that locked in, but it's a good decision. I like that. That's a high tier jungler. The Jarvan is not pickable, so the traditional counter isn't there. They get around the comp out with. Presumably we need a top laner. I don't want to see a blind pick Fiora.
No.
Maybe Set.
This would be a good
Set's
time
open.
to pick a weak side top laner here. Set is interesting as well. Oh no, no, oh, don't.
Going to bed. Bye.
The Jace. Okay, to be fair, Flash won a game on Jace, but that was not due to the Jace. Jace actually didn't do anything in the second game on Friday, so not the biggest fan of Jace. And immediate counter from Rika, very good pick here. I like the comp from FTV. They picked up Ornn as a counter. Ornn should be doing okay into Jace. Can actually withstand most of the poke. And then scale into late game. We have a very strong late game setup for FTV. And this time Flash needs to do something in the early game, especially around top side.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is a really good draft for FTV. If they can't win with
for
this
a second,
draft...
I was scared you actually went to bed.
No, of course not. I'm here. I've got wireless headphones. I'll cast from bed. I'll just watch on my phone. I really like this draft from FTV. The Ornn pick, I've been saying we want more of him. Braum goes all the way through Champion Select, so why not last pick Ornn?
Yep.
Makes sense.
Last pick Ornn is a very good option. Ornn actually has a very bad win rate. On LEC broadcast, if you tuned in there, something like 24% in all the major regions.
I don't think that's ever been the Ornn's fault.
No, I agree. Ornn is actually a solid champ. He will not win the game on his own. Yeah. Way too many people also are very like to pick the Ornn into Braum, which is not great option. Don't do that, please. Or into Yasuo, which is even worse.
Yeah, definitely do that. Definitely don't do that, I should say. Hour is getting to me. What do you think of Flash's comp? I mean, the Jace I don't like at all. The rest of the comp seems solid.
Still looks like a very old composition. Not the 2020 draft, but an okay draft nonetheless. I think they should probably try to accelerate the bot lane. Last game, bot lane got 2v2 kills in this exact matchup. So just go bot lane again. Try to ignore the top lane, probably. I don't think you can dive the top lane.
He hasn't gone unsealed. I would have loved to see unsealed
Spellbook. So the reason we would like to see unsealed Spellbook is that the Ornn with unsealed is very hard to dive because you can go for Summoner, either Exhaust or Ignite, and then it's super risky to dive him.
You can't dive in with Ignite. Just can't. Are you slideshowing, by the way?
Yep.
Again, sorry guys, we've had that long tech pause and they haven't sorted out their internet in the meantime. We're doing our best here. We're doing our best. I know it's exhausting. We feel it too, but only so much we can do.
Yeah, let's just hope for a little bit more fluid gameplay or no slideshow.
Yeah,
well, nothing too interesting in terms of rune choices, in my opinion. Everything very standard. No Conqueror once again for the Cassiopeia, which I think is the correct choice, especially into Ryze. Ryze will go with the Phase Rush every game, so you need to kind of follow his follow suit, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think you do.
Oh, and first big trade in favor of victory. We've seen this in the last 2 games ago.
Oh, wow.
Level 1 for Cassio, very, very strong. Able to get a big lead in the early lane state. Had to use a lot of her mana, though. So now relying on E to get a little bit of mana back.
This is a massive lead, though. Tati hasn't got a CS. Still 0 CS. That's a depressing sight.
Yeah.
A little bit disappointed
Also,
with Rika. Didn't start refillable.
if you're actually able to push Rice into turret at level 1, he's super bad at farming level 1 to turret. Gets a little bit better level 2, but level 1 is a struggle, a big struggle.
So he needs his EQ. Tension rise.
As we all know, EQ, EQ.
EQ. Rise needs your credit card information. Here comes the first gank. Yijin just sort of wandering in, and Victory will slither away from that one fairly happily. Oh, God, no.
So I just want to talk about this gank, because I think this might actually be very bad for Cardi, because he gave up a little bit of lane position to follow up on the gank. Might have lost a little bit of experience to his jungler as well. And they didn't draw anything from the Cassiopeia, so might end up being very detrimental to the lane state of Cardi.
Quite possibly. You know what is detrimental? This production to my mental state.
Rightfully so. I think no one can blame you.
Like, I thought the saddest thing I'd watched today was the finale of BoJack Horseman, but it's not. It's been beaten out by the VCS production team. So good job, guys. You beat 6 seasons of build-up. Good show, by the way.
I can't really relate, I have to say.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Chat will understand, probably. So, hopefully we get back into game soon enough. It looks like players are moving their mice.
Yeah,
tapping
that's a good
buttons.
sign. Also, Slater, very concentrated look on his face, so
Yeah, wow,
there's
he's
probably something going on.
in.
Yeah.
Here we go. We're back.
And rightfully so. He's
the
actually,
shove.
yeah, he got the first crash on the turret, so potentially a little bit of damage for the first turret
Kuriko
blade.
coming to the mid lane, misses the Q.
Yeah, pointed to the wrong direction, so the presentation actually didn't show the first kill. Unlucky. didn't quite come up with the correct slide there. And yeah, the fight continues.
And yeah, they get caught here. Kuriko, W's away. CBL is trucking on up. Will he be able to find a hook? There's a lot of damage coming out of Carti. Ooh, unlucky. Very close.
Wrong direction. The flash was not great.
It wasn't very good. Does still have Hex Flash, so might be able to pull some surprises down in the bot lane. Slater returning to try and get another push in. Even CS though. Overall,
teleport for both ADCs this time, so it's way harder to trades with the cheater recall. Everyone likes to call it.
An accurate term.
I still don't like it.
I know you don't. I don't mind. I don't mind it when it's talking about recalls. I hate when they constantly say people are cheating to other lanes. That annoys me.
Yeah. I agree.
Call it a rotate. Kuriko near this mid lane might try and contest this scuttle crab, but I don't think it'd go well. He's a level down. Might just try and smite steal it. Ooh, who actually got that there? I think it was Yijin. Victory is coming in, but there's very low Kuriko. He might try and go for this. No, decides not to risk it, which is a good call.
Yeah, no flash for Yijin, so you couldn't go for the early first blood.
Yep.
Good awareness for Victory to come in for his jungler and help him out there in the skirmish. Would have died probably if not for his mid laner. So nice to see a lot of resistance for Victory. And Victory has looked great in the last 2 games.
Yeah,
winning his lane hard. This game level 1. Last game had great Aatrox performances, 1v2 in the bot lane. So yeah, good sign for FTV, even though still looks like Flash is going to dominate this early game in most of the lanes. Top lane, 10 CS advantage. Bot lane, actually behind in some CS.
Yep. Ooh, Slater does get hit by that W. Walks it onto his support. CBL's loving it. I think that happened too often. It's risky. Nothing was really going to happen there, but like, very, very risky. Again, chat, I see you. Don't die to red. Chat, I see you. Yeah, it's really annoying. We're getting about 2 frames a minute. VETV is lagging, and we're restreaming VETV. Nothing we can do. I really apologize, but yeah, it's not been a good night for VCS production. Hopefully, we get improvement.
Yeah, they have a week to fix this, and hopefully this game will be a little bit better than the last game. Already looks there's some slides going on, but yeah, there we go again. Shouldn't have cast a curse. My bad.
A little bit of
apologize.
cast a curse there. But Cutty does appear to have the EQ online, so he's able to chunk through those waves, catch up in CS nicely. Up in the top lane, Yoshino has a one-wave lead. The Bramble Vest has come in, so Ornn should be just fine.
Bramble Vest is actually a very bad item for Ornn to build. There's no Ornn item you can upgrade in, so delays is 2 Ornn item power spike, Ornn power spike on the champ. I don't want to say his name again. So yeah, not great. To if he has to build a Bramble Vest, this is not the greatest start to the game for Ornn, especially if he is not able to collect a kill or some other gold to accelerate his early itemization.
Yeah, that certainly seems that way. But this will be the early Infernal Drake Olaf privilege, being able to take that very, very easily, especially when his bot lane comes and helps. So the extra 3 AD has been picked up. Very nice. Ooh, can we get Kuriko being caught?
Close.
No, that was close.
Yeah, very good early jungle pathing from Yijin. He's up 18 CS this early in the game. Also close to level 6, but Kuriko is still level 4. So early advantage for the jungler Flash.
Yeah, absolutely. Big time. Cuddy returning to the mid lane. Ooh, down in the bot lane, we have a little bit of a scrap.
Oh no.
A lot of damage onto Tiger. He's going very low, has to flash. The hook misses.
Close.
Not a good situation.
Again. Yeah, CBL and Slater dominating this laning phase. Once again, it's the same matchup as last. Once again, nicely done from CBL. Stepping away so Slater can collect this solo turret gold, or plating gold, I should say.
We're finally seeing people share, I should say.
Not share.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I got there.
I mean, he's not a jungler.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not a jungler.
True. It's
he knows how to not share.
And Yijin
is at level 6 already.
Doing really well here. Taking Shelly. Just trying to absolutely pump his way to a big old lead.
So yesterday we had 2 very good Olaf games from that. We haven't really seen too much. So excited to see what Yijin can do. In the jungle tier list, Yijin is very hard to rank, right? Yijin is
just immediately dropping
3rd or 4th. And he's backing off.
He's going to give solo plate gold to his chase?
Unbelievable. No, he's...
Oh, no, he didn't get it. He did
solo
give...
plate gold. Yep.
Good job. That's good. Give Yoshino a big lead. 3 solo plates for him. You love to see it.
No, the 3rd one was shared, but it's still 300 gold for Yoshino, which is good. You need a lead on Jace. He's still not far enough up in CS over the Ornn to really make a difference in the mid game. He needs to accelerate even more. But it's a good, solid early start for Flash, who are once again ahead by 800 gold.
Yep, as we did see in Game 1 as well. Looking very solid in the lanes, Flash is. Let's see if they can continue that into the mid game. Once we get to the middle of the presentation.
What do you like to use for presentations? Did you use a laser pointer?
I had a big stick.
Oh, really? Interesting. Okay.
It's just what was in the classroom.
I could never be bothered to actually do PowerPoint presentation. I just filled them with pictures.
We had to. It was like part of our assessment to actually do presentation. I actually got pretty good at it.
I mean, I often didn't see the point of actually using like
it. Yeah.
I just wanted to show some pictures.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Pretty valid. He got the cannon. I mean, if you want to talk about silly school assignments while there's a bit of a lull, I did drama. My final exam was part of my final exam. There was a written part, but there was also a performance part. I had to do an improvised 12-minute monologue as about global warming from the perspective of a fridge.
What?
Yeah, I had to act as a fridge that could talk.
That is great.
It was very, very silly, but I had fun.
That is so great. Oh man. Drama teacher probably laughing a lot
Oh,
while writing.
absolutely. He was laughing at the performances. I asked all my friends
Of
that did the
course.
class, like, was he laughing at you? And he's like, yeah, he was cacking himself because it was so stupid. But we do
Of
potentially
course.
have a gank up in the top lane. The Ornhorn has
Yoshino
been
is fired
blown,
up.
but
Oh, the
Yoshino
flash.
does have the. I don't know if he needed to flash there. The Ghost Blade was getting him out.
Also, a very bad flash.
Yes.
Flash straight into the direction of the on-horn. But nice snipe once again from Police. Police showing that he knows how to aim his ult, which is a good start. He should also try to improve his laning. But
That would be nice. But
1.3k now for Flash. They accelerated a little bit more. Can they
a lot of
do
that's
something
the
to secure the
jungle
first
lead.
turret? Yeah, that's
Yijin's
true.
having a banger of a start. He's looking
He really
good.
wants to stick the landing on the kill, though. I mean, both junglers fall off later on in the game, but I'd say
I mean,
so. Yijin has to make more. Has to make more work in the early game. So
he's doing a lot to get objectives, though.
yeah, that's good. That's very good. Yeah.
In about 3
He
frames,
can't
we'll
really
see
get any
that dragon
kills.
go down.
Grab, CL.
Grab.
Over
Yeah, and they don't
bomb.
have vision.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
And they still did steal away the blue buff, which is nice as well.
Yeah, it's very nice. I'm not sure who
Still
it went
0-0 in terms of kills. Super slow game for VCS standards, but we've seen a little bit of this, which you rightfully pointed out, and good start for Flash in all the lanes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at this point,
even Cardi actually getting back to his CS league.
Yeah,
Very
exactly.
bad start.
As much I agree with you that Yijin would love to make a kill happen, but they're just passively winning. He doesn't need to take any risks. He can just wait for a kill to fall into his lap.
Yep, that's true as well. And if they can snowball to a very fast soul, that's a good way to win the game as well. Sadly for them, actually one dragon spawned, so it's only going to be it's the Cloud Soul. So not the greatest outcome of their gamble. They really hope for Ocean Soul here, but I mean Cloud Soul is not bad, of course.
Yeah, they still
nice to have, especially for Olaf. Olaf actually one of the premier users. Jace likes to have the Cloud Soul as well.
Pretty much always.
And as I talked about in the cast yesterday, also one of the best souls for Xayah, who really likes the extra burst of movement speed once she presses R to get away even farther from danger.
Kuriko is up here, but Yijin walking into lane as well will get spotted on this ward.
This is dangerous 2v2 for Flash. Very dangerous.
Yeah,
look at Rika's itemization. He's super strong. They need to be super careful. Rika can tank forever. So.
Yeah, Kuriko is well away though. I don't think they're going to go for this. Yoshino's just going to push the wave and get a reset. Not bad.
Yoshino's
already has his ghost
experience.
Yeah, that's not ideal. Victory is going to escape another gank. Yijin, actually could be in a lot of trouble here as Kuriko comes in. He pops the Ragnarok, but the Dawning Shadow will do enough damage. Kuriko gets the first blood.
There we go. Finally. First blood for FTV, who closed the gold gap a little bit, and nice first kill for Kuriko. This has to feel very good for Kuriko as well. Getting stomped in the early game in the jungle matchup. Now got a kill directly on the enemy jungler, so best possible feel.
Yeah, and in time for Shirley to get as well. I mean, this should be pretty free. I don't think Flash should contest this. They don't have a jungler, and it's second Rift Herald. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, please imagine a pie chart about Shirley's expectancy here.
Yeah, the stocks of FTV have just gone up a little bit if you'd like to refer to this diagram.
Definitely. I still like their draft. I think their draft should
they're giving solo. They were considering giving solo gold here. Or
okay. Not sure why Tiger stepped into turret territory as well and stole away a little bit of the gold. Another very bad support with gold. Not quite as bad as Blitzcrank in my opinion. He can at least be very tanky. But yeah, not the greatest. Look at the Jace damage. It's actually quite a bit. I know it's hard to see right now as it turns black.
Yeah, is that happened to yours?
Yep.
Did stream just die?
I think so. Oh man. Well,
Ooh.
I know why they turned off the.
We're back.
Oh, there we go. But I definitely. Oh
Did they
wow,
just?
what happened here?
They just what? The game.
Flash got another kill in the top lane.
That-
And now, no, Flash got a kill now. I meant if. Something is going on somewhere else, but observers are not. Unfortunate.
This is genuinely pathetic. I'm really upset.
It's
I'm super tilted.
not a great experience.
I'm
So what
very,
actually
very
happened here?
sorry for everyone watching, but there's unfortunately
Yeah.
nothing we can do.
If this continues on, I don't know if it's worth trying to stream the last game if FTB happens to win this one. Honestly.
Yeah, no. If this goes to a third game, I don't think we stream it. This is unwatchable. We're doing our absolute best, but this is uncastable. Like, how can I do play-by-play? There's 3 frames a second in a fight.
Yeah, it's play by slide. It's not play by play.
CBL does get a little bit caught here, has to try and get away, but the Ornhorn will do a lot. Used his ult before the shield was procced, and he goes down to Rika.
Yeah, and now it looks like FTB will definitely be in a very good position to contest this first spawning, or not even contest, just take it straight up.
Yeah, I think they're happy enough to give that away. Let Yoshino take that inner, potentially. I don't think he quite has enough minions.
I'm very surprised by Yoshino's itemization. I think you need to go Blade of the game. I think you all, if you're facing an arm.
My stream's just done.
Yep, same here. Same
okay,
here.
it's both of us.
Still on their end. But I mean, at least we can't be the one to blame, but it's still super annoying.
I mean, regardless of whether it's us to blame, we're the ones putting out this experience for our viewers, and I'm really quite upset. Obviously, we can apologize all we like, but it doesn't reflect well on us, so I'm actually quite annoyed. This is kind of pathetic from a production studio, that you're doing worse than a guy sitting in his office in Australia. Are we apparently a reload works? Okay. Let's go to this screen just so I.
Let's try that. So Victory was trying to catch up to Yoshino. Let's see if that seems like we're going back in time a little bit.
Perhaps just a little bit.
There we go. That's actually not a good sign. Oh yeah.
Here we go.
There we go. There we go. So Yoshino got out. Nothing really happened. First Dragon secured for FTV, and 1k gold lead still for Flash, but they are in a severe scaling disadvantage. So
that they are. There
also
comes the
Ornhorn. From Cardi.
Blader goes up. Oh yeah, this is the tank Rise build so far.
Yeah, he needs to deal damage in the late game. He needs to get through the on. This is a very bad item choice, in my opinion. Now it's all on Slater, and Slater will have a hard time killing this on. He needs way more items to be of any danger to the on right now. So really don't agree with this item choice from Cardi. He should have gone full AP in this game.
I agree. Decent little bit of poke there from Yoshino, but nothing
it's chill heal. Yeah.
Yeah, again, guys, the lag is on the end of VETV. It's not on our end. Sorry.
Seems to.
No, it's a little bit better.
To say anything.
It's a little bit better.
Don't curse it.
Sorry, I risked a cast a curse there.
Yeah, well, maybe the refresh actually did something for us here.
Potentially. I mean, maybe they'll just accidentally go to a black screen again. For 10 seconds.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen. So, yeah, I think we'll just enter a little bit of a lull state once again, as there's no big objective up for any team to take. Baron is a little bit too risky. FTV could try to sneak the Baron. They have a very healthy Baron. If they get the blue buff on the Cassiopeia, they could just spam Baron down and use Senna to heal. So that's a potential. Maybe the potential future, I should say. Still a little bit early. So, yeah, don't really expect anything to happen in the next 4 minutes or something, if not for some VCS shenanigans.
Yeah, there definitely could be a VCS flip. There is a dragon up in 2 minutes that could potentially be contested. I don't see why other team would. CBL does land a hook here directly onto Tiger, but he was in Spooky Ghost form. And the center W will answer. The leasing queue is on, but they don't want to chase. Good bit of damage. Yijin now has to flash away. Was completely mispositioned.
Another hook. Does not connect.
Ooh, Cardi doing some good damage to Rika in the bot lane.
What happened to the bot lane?
How did the bot lane get this pushed? Did we miss something in that black screen?
Yeah, I think the first black screen, they pushed the first two turrets.
Now apparently they have an inhib.
Yep. Well, not the inhib yet.
The tower.
Yeah.
And now they're on the Baron while potentially having to respond to Cardi, but no, they're turning it. Here comes the teleport. They do have one caught out. CBL manages to get out. Kuriko goes down. The jungler is dead. They're on top of Tiger and Police. Police flashing away, doing well. The Orn Horn has been blown, and he misses it!
Victory?
He missed his headbutt on his ult.
No!
That's so basic.
Victory's still here. Victory is full. Oh, good flash away from... Nicely done. Yeah, I know why Rika missed it. This is something that will happen if you don't play a lot. He was very close to the wall, and I think he just looked at the ult and didn't actually account for the territory around him. So he tried to just slam his head in a wall, but there was a wall, so he couldn't actually do that. So very basic mistake for On. Understandable, but shouldn't happen at this level of play.
Absolutely not. That's a bit of an unforgivable one. Yijin just having a chill near Baron. They're going to want to restart this one. He was just waiting for his team. And now, with all of FTV on the bot side of the map, this is free.
Wow. Now the pings come out, but they are far away.
They'll get one teleport, but Baron doing a little bit too much damage. They do back off.
That's surprising. Rice wasn't there.
They're back.
What is going on?
They really, really want this Baron. Yijin is so low.
Yep, indeed. And Rika is close to having his ult back up.
Oh, the Ragnarok comes out. Can he get the smite? Ooh, end up being secured by Cardi, but can they escape with the buff? CBL and Yijin are going to go down. The Ornhorn, he does manage to headbutt it this time.
Look at Carti running away there.
Carti absolutely trying to hit the legs. Does use the Realm Warp, but doesn't get away in the end. So 2 Baron buffs get away. Not sure how worth it that is.
Usually worth for the team that got 3 kills.
Kind of depends on the next few minutes. Yoshino trying to hunt him down here, misses the Q, and as does Kuriko. He's going forward with the hammer. The piercing darkness, the center ult, whatever it's called, comes through, gives the shield. And look up in the top lane, they're just going to take an inhib tower for free.
Kuriko went down in the end. So
okay.
Can they punish FTV's overextension? Potentially. I think Yoshino should just go for the dragon, honestly.
Yep, I think he is as well. Might just have been grabbing a scuttle crab and then getting out. Victory might be pushing a little bit too far forward into CBL, but he's okay.
And FTV is still full HP on most of the members here, so
they don't want to fight this.
Yoshino's struggling against the dragon. Oh man.
Yeah, Yoshino
should be fine though.
In some trouble. Yep, and he does pick up that Cloud Drake. That is sole point for Flash.
The fight between jungle and top lane, it was a little bit of a there. Both flashed in the opposite directions, away from each other at the same time. It looked very silly. In the end, still, Yoshino got the kill, so he's not really to blame.
No, look at this gold lead for the bot lane. I'm not sure if you saw it there. It's a 2,000 gold lead for Slater over Police.
Yeah, and there's always the possibility of a late game Zaya hard carrying game. She still needs a little bit of time, 2 more items or 1.5 more items to be on 100% crit, and chunk through Rika as well. Maybe I actually think this game is one of the games where you don't go 100% crit immediately. Just go 75 and go into penetration.
Okay. I thought we were going to hear the sinful words of Go GA. But no, you're not betraying yourself that much.
Out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't think we'll ever hear that from you. For good reason. It's not a good item.
Never go GA.
Not on any series.
Go GA.
Oh, and
Yeah,
Tiger
no.
has been caught out here. He should be going down. Absolutely no problem. Well done by CBL. Waited for his ult to break those shields. Down goes the Kench. Back on the
Can I say that
bench.
stone plate is not okay as an item?
No, it's not. It's ridiculous. It's too cheap. Way too cheap.
It's also way too good as a single tank item.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Like every support in the game is building it.
Yeah.
Baron
Well,
buff
they
has
still
just
have
timed
the Baron
out.
buff, so
Just
now the
timed
game has
out.
turned again. And look at the gold lead as well. It's back to 3k, almost 4k gold lead.
Just about 3k. They are pushing in on this middle tower here. I don't think FTV can keep them off it, and down it goes. Ooh, Senna potentially in some trouble there, but does manage to get away. They don't know how many people are in the spooky mist, so it's always a little bit of a risk.
Also, you have to call FTV's carries for itemization. You have them on in the game, and you are not item. He actually had to upgrade the Black Cleaver for his jungler, which never feels great.
This is such
and they are far away from a non-item as well. It's not even in the beginning of the game, so
yeah, I think this is a huge
good
mistake.
opportunity for Flash to lock down this 2-0.
Yeah, that's we saw this same mistake in the LCS. Ooh, as Yoshino gets caught out, Victory gets that kill. But as I was saying, we saw this mistake in the LCS where people just didn't build Ornn items. It's worth changing your build a little bit in order to get the ridiculous amount of stats Ornn gives you.
Yeah, especially on Senna. I think
especially
most Sennas don't.
When on Senna, instead you went a rapid fire cannon.
Yeah, it's very bad. It's very, very bad itemization.
That
Sadly,
should be
we kind of see this kind of itemization mistakes in VCS, especially on ADCs. I'm very... Slater is one of the few ADCs I agree with almost all the time. This time, I'd say maybe penetration is a little bit better than... But 100% crit is always an option, right? So, fair. But yeah, Police sadly made the sin of once again not building an item super far away from his potential Molten Edge.
Yeah, just a huge mistake, and
it's a little bit more normal on Victory because Cassiopeia doesn't really have the greatest on item. She just pretty much can only build Death Cap. Yeah, but you don't build Death Cap this early, so it's more understandable for her. Not quite as excusable for Police.
Really bad for Police. But FTV are marching down this mid lane, potentially want to crack it open. They haven't even got the outer here. Their roams are definitely quite restricted while that's still up. We have a dragon spawning in 50 seconds. Flash will get soul if they grab that. We should have a fight around it. Ooh,
I love the Black Cleaver, actually.
Oh my god, Rika flashing forward and they just blow Slater up. He had ult and didn't press it. CBL will go down as well. They're trying to fight under this tower, but it's a triple kill. Or 3 kills for FTV, 2 of which go over to Victory. Oh no, is this the collapse of Flash?
Might be, yeah, but very bad TP from Cardi, who tried to salvage the situation, but way too overzealous there.
Ooh, no Yoshino in the mid lane.
That's a good call, though.
Yeah, making sure they don't have a wave for the inhib.
Yep.
And
try to pressure.
Potentially get soul traded for Baron.
So they're pinging bot lane and Dragon. I think Dragon is the better call, especially. Yeah. It might just be a little bit too late for Dragon as well. He's life.
With the Abyssal Voyage.
Let's see.
Nah, they're just backing. He's fine.
No. Okay, they are deliberately giving up the Cloud, which I don't agree with. They could have just gone Cloud Drake into Baron. If you look at the death timers, not enough time on Flash to respond to that.
Yeah, I also think they potentially could have gone after Baron with an Abyssal Voyage down. It's just Yoshino.
Yeah, potentially.
Yoshino overstaying a little bit here. Be in some trouble, but it's only Kuriko. Who will back off, go for his reset.
So now it's Baron against Cloud Soul. We now can judge how good Cloud Soul is for this team. I'd say Baron is better, definitely.
I would definitely.
But it also opens up the game-ending buff, which might be the deciding factor finally in the VCS game. We saw the first Elder Dragon last game, but it didn't actually matter. So this time it could really decide the outcome of the game.
Yeah, it definitely could. Red buff being picked up there by Police from absolutely miles away. 80 souls collected for him. May well see the Senna carry coming in. Definitely possible in this game. It's
Still
shockingly
building
even.
wrong items.
Yeah. There's the Death Crown though.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I mean,
Still
this
only,
FTV
there it
team is super scary now. They're even in
229 AP just from the passive, plus 175 from the item itself. So
I think
can we
FTV
please see
wins
the
this.
value? Yeah, I think so too. Their team composition is so much better in team fights.
And they're so far ahead. Like, if you look at the gold, well, it's pretty even, but it's on. They're like 4,000 gold ahead.
Yeah, they are. Also, they have a tank. They have a very easy front.
Oh, the Orn Horn doesn't... Oh, it just gets a knock up on Yoshino. A lot of damage, actually. That old hits. Like a big ram.
They have a very easy team fight setup. Very easy ways to set up the front and back line. Traditional team fighting as well, with a tank in the front, bridging jungler who tries to go for picks and maybe peel a little bit with his ult, alternatively. On the other side, Flash needs to look for picks or for flanks from Cardi, and Cardi has to outperform Victory, which will be hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Still not the greatest build also to outperform Victory. Not a whole lot of damage. There we go. CBL in trouble.
Forward out a little bit. They throw the hook. Nothing gets caught, though. Fighting in this little tunnel is not what Flash want, and CBL will just be the sacrificial lamb.
Yeah.
Down he goes.
Sacrificial lamb there. Only 146 gold as well. So now FTV in a very strong position.
Yeah, they're just going to walk it down mid.
Elder Dragon up in 2 minutes.
Unfortunately,
Baron is not available as well.
This isn't the best lane, because they're not going to get the win. Nothing to get here.
And no big objective to take either, so... excusable death for CBL, I guess.
Not sure about excusable. Maybe not as punishable. But they're going to go for the team fight to potentially win here. The Cassiopeia and the Ornalt have been used. Rika in the front line gets gobbled up by Tiger. Kuriko very, very low here. Kati in the middle of the enemy team. Will not go down so far. Actually manages to get out. The center ult has been used. Slater super low. You need to go back to the fountain.
Good.
Look at CBL. He's drawing so much aggro. Kati will finally go down. Yijin taking a lot. Slater's back now.
Back in the fight.
Yoshino zoning them so hard. They could potentially clean this up if Slater can get in. We go down to 3 FPS, but it is 3 FTV dead. And they've stabilized with 1 minute left before Elder.
Good defense for a Flash, and they didn't lose the top inhibitor, which is even more. So, as you said, the push actually didn't yield much for FTV, right? They tried to go down mid lane, objective to be secured in the mid lane. So, Flash is now able to push out waves and set up vision around the all-important Elder Dragon.
Struggling a little bit.
Like how they just gave us the information about the patch out of nowhere. So that's what we need.
I didn't see that. Mine was just reload. So. I love it.
So
10.1.
So
yep.
35 seconds to the Elder Dragon. Actually 40 on the real stream. So ignore what I just said.
And it is Flash with current full vision control around it, but FTV will move in to sweep it away. Yoshino pushing pretty far here, considering Elder's coming up. You've got to be worried about people in the bottom jungle. Rika, however, is in the top jungle, just having a look. Gonna go back, potentially get a reset before Elder, and go stop Yoshino, who is just pushing hard. This may well end up being a little bit of a race.
I like it.
He's gonna get. He should be able to get this in here, but I'm surprised he backed off.
Shouldn't have any problems getting this in here. Rika can't. Okay, they're backing off. Interesting.
Backed off to go steal a blue buff.
So we once again got fooled by a VN production timer for the Elder Dragon, which is still not correct.
Yeah, that's VN production is struggling. Actually, a minute. Elder Dragon is not live. It has a minute on it. They haven't updated their timer. The fact that Elder Dragon actually spawns a minute slower now.
So, yeah, another minute. They send Rika back to base, where Rika's now regrouping. Do they want to trade Baron for Elder?
That's a bad call. Elder is so much better than Baron.
Yeah, I agree.
And they're
Oh
going to lose an
man,
inhib as well. It's Baron and an inhib for Elder.
it's super
This is a super
surprising.
bad trade
Weird
for
judgment.
FTV.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh, but they're
No extra
teleporting
flash.
in. They're just going for it. Can Flash back in time. Going to be
That's
really
interesting.
close. This is going to be a bit
There's
of a race.
No Baron recall, obviously, for Flash. They only got the Elder Dragon.
Yep, they're just getting back now. Here they are in time to defend the Nexus
Not in
Towers.
time, though, for FTV to finish.
No, it's not. They're going forward. There is the dragon blasting down the big tank. They have got one tower, but this could be huge. Yoshino doing so much damage to the middle team. The Elder Dragon executes are going to come out, and oh my god, FTV don't exist anymore. The teleports are coming in. Flash is going to get this win. Possibly
FTV,
not
what
deserved.
have you done?
FTV, they've picked the game up, screwed it up into a little ball, and thrown it into the sun.
Yeah. If anyone tells you Baron is better than Elder Dragon, show them this clip. No, it's not. Baron is not better than Elder Dragon.
No, it is
Elder
not.
Dragon is ridiculous. FTV, Flash had no business winning any team looking at the comp, but it's Elder Dragon, so enemy team actually is 20% less health, and then it's very easy, especially against On, who had 1000 HP, just dies for no reason.
Absolutely no reason.
200 years of collective game design experience.
Oh, we hadn't made that joke all night, but you're coming in and stealing my material.
My turn this time.
Exactly, I love it. Absolutely love it. So I don't look. There's a little bit to say about that. I don't want to do a super long sort of analyst bit because there's a little bit. Am I on the wrong? What's going on? That should be right. I'm not sure why the stream is showing the infinite void of tabs, but it should be fine now.
We can finally shut down the stream that tilted us a lot today, unfortunately.
Say that again.
But we got through it.
Go.
2 2-0s today. Took way too long for them to conclude 2-0. I thought we would have a very short game day today, but I mean, games were short. Sadly, the pause time.
Yeah,
not quite as short.
I thought I was going to get a decent night's sleep, but unfortunately not. That's okay. It's okay. Yeah, again, I'm just going to say it. The production tonight was really, really bad. It was on VETV's end. I wish there was something we could do, but there's not. Thanks for sticking with us.
They have 1 week to fix it. Let's hope they make improvements for the next week.
Yeah, because if they don't, well, that was not a fun experience. So MVP of that last match, hard to call because Flash shouldn't have won.
Very true.
Why is there so much Korean in it?
Well, I'm not sure whom to give it to. Yoshino, maybe for the flanks on the last team fights. Yujin had a good start on Olaf, but he didn't make it count, so very hard to give an MVP out for. I'm fine with Slater. I'm fine with the Yoshino if you want to give it to.
I think Yoshino, just because the side lane pressure was super important to allow them to end.
Yeah, I think Slater had a very solid game as well.
Yeah, I think Slater might have played better, but I think the impact Yoshino had was more important.
Well, that's a good call. I think Yoshino had a few very sketchy mistakes in the early game, but yeah, I agree. In the end, he had good late game impact with his position side lanes. Sometimes overextended, but in the end, they still won. So yeah, Yoshino or Slater. I think it's okay to give it to Yoshino, but big shout out to Slater as well.
Yep, absolutely. But yeah, I think that will be bringing our stream to a close. Been a difficult night, but we got through it, and we'll see you again on Friday. Thanks for sticking with us. That was a 2-0 for Flash. Very well done. Consider subbing, consider donating, do whatever you want if you had a good time. I have been Everyday Caster. With me has been Yulwei. We'll see you guys on Friday.
See you.